That's just a dumb song to start the show today. Roland picked it. Oh, God, we end your dumb song already?
Hold on. There we go.
Thank you. Roland picked I'm a Rocker, right?
Yeah, 35 years old, the River album.
The River is 35 years old.
To you, River and Bruce.
Happy birthday to the River?
Yeah, the album.
The album.
You said happy birthday to an album.
Yes.
Yeah, well, Roland's a huge Springsteen fan, and he texted
happy
me
birthday to you.
at 5:30 in the morning. Can you play I'm a Rocker from the River to start the show?
I figured you were up or in the shower getting ready.
Well, I was up trying to, get my thumb to stop bleeding. What other song did you want?
Oh, The Ties That Bind.
Oh, yeah, The Ties That Bind. So,
An excellent song.
oh God, I never got into Bruce Springsteen except for a few ditties.
Yes.
Which ones are okay?
By Springsteen?
Yeah, to you. Which ones?
You got to go. Thunder Road is okay.
Yeah.
You got to go.
Terrible.
Thunder Road's terrible.
You got to go.
You named one.
You got to go.
Springsteen.
Yeah, Youngstown is the best Springsteen song.
Youngstown is a good song.
That's the best stuff. The rest of it's and I'm on Fire is a good song.
I'm on fire.
I do like that one a lot. The Hitter's a great song.
Ooh, I'm on fire.
I like weird Springsteen songs, but Thunder Road is fucking, Thunder Road.
I like Thunder Road.
I know everyone does, but I don't. It's just one I just never got.
Jungle Land I like. I'll go with Jungle Land. Is that good? And I actually I tracked through Wrecking Ball a lot for some reason. I got a copy of that.
Yeah, that was good.
That was the first time I saw Springsteen on that tour, and the only time I saw Springsteen. And to be completely honest with you, it's an amazing live show.
Yeah.
It's an amazing live show. And Wrecking Ball was a pretty damn good album. I definitely liked a bunch of songs off that, but I couldn't name one right now because I've moved on from Wrecking Ball.
That's the new one, right?
Well, I don't even know if it's new. It's
Couple
probably
years
about
ago?
5 years old now, right?
No, when we saw him.
Huh?
When we saw him live.
Yeah, it's almost 5.
It's probably about 5 years old. If I had to guess.
Oh, go on now. Fuck, I don't know.
Blinded by the Light. I like that one. I like his version better than Man for Man, too. And he originally wrote that song as Most Know. I don't know, whatever. Happy birthday to the River, right?
Happy birthday, yes.
Happy birthday. All right.
I like one song that no one, that's never played on the radio and no one ever really talks about.
So let's not talk about it then.
Well, that's my Twitter for the rest of the day. The rest of the day.
Well, that's a horrible setup. There's a reason why it's not talked about.
But I want to see if maybe you'll know it.
What song?
Darlington County.
I've heard that.
I like that song.
I'm lying.
Darlington County, Roland?
Born USA album.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they play it sometimes, not all.
I've never heard him play it.
I kind of liked Born in the USA when it first came out before it was overplayed.
I can't listen to that anymore.
Just that song. All right. My thumb will not stop bleeding.
Why?
But I wasn't going to go to the emergency room at 11 o'clock, 11:30 at night last night because we all know that would be a complete nightmare to go to the emergency room for a minor thing that happened to you. Which is
Never want to go for a minor thing, believe me.
Stitches. Going to the emergency room at 11:30 at night to get stitches. How many hours would that be?
In New York City.
In New York City. That would be at least 3 or 4 hours.
In your thumb, yeah, you'd be waiting for a
So
while.
I pretty much just duct taped it up, but it will not stop bleeding because I punctured my thumb last night trying to put together a kitchen play set for my.
You already have a kitchen.
Well, my 3-year-old now has a complete kitchen set.
Really?
My in-laws are listening right now. It was a lovely
He hated the gift.
It was a lovely gift.
He came in. This is what I heard when I walked in.
It was a wonderful gift.
That goddamn gift. He hated it.
I don't know. I mean,
They should know you're listening. They should know you're not mechanically inclined. You're a sweet boy, but you're not mechanically inclined.
He's broken previous gifts that were given to him that he had to build for his kids.
He's not good at that.
But the Voss gift was overly complicated.
Wait, how do you know that was it?
I don't know.
That's exactly what I put together last night. Look at that thing.
It's 2 Legos.
Oh, they spent pretty good money on the gift, too.
So
That's huge.
What in that punctured your hand? Because it looks like it's plastic.
Well, all the screws come in this cardboard with all the plastic, with all the screws. There's A's, there's B's, there's C's. It goes up to Z. It's just all encompassing. And then I decided that I had these tiny gardening shears, even though we don't have a garden. And I was trying to get through the plastic to get to, I think it was screw number P, and all of a sudden it slipped and I stabbed myself in my thumb.
It's like when people are shucking clams and they always slip and cut the Z in their hand.
Yeah. Well, I finally put a glove on for that. So then my kid was freaking out. He said his heart was going really fast because now he's seeing blood all over the place.
And he was happy, he was excited, so you just set him on a really dangerous path.
Whoa.
He's going to start murdering people when he's 13.
Whoa, my kid loves me to death.
He might love you, but that blood changed everything. See, he'll be doing a prison interview one day going,
dollar signs now.
I don't know what happened, but the blood changed everything. I realized Dad was human and I could make all those decorations I wanted to change.
You just made Dexter.
It's never good to yell, "Get mommy," but I wanted to rub it into mommy because we had a little thing because I got so mad that I had to put this thing together. And then she's like, "Well, that's what dads do."
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, it's not what dads do, because I would never, ever give this gift to somebody else, knowing that it would take 4 to 4.5 hours to put together if you're someone like me.
That's you. Everybody else in the world would have that set or something like that.
Yeah, but you know what? When we've been given stuff like that for my kids, and the kids love it and they look forward to it. I hate it. I hate it.
You guys are wrong. You should just give the screws to the kids and say, you're supposed to bang these against the thing. She's 3. She doesn't know. Tell her, hit this glass against this thing and break it.
My daughter was very excited. But I've been telling my wife, I'm like, look, this is a wonderful gift from your parents, but can you just acknowledge that this is ridiculous? I had parts all over the living room. It was all numbered. It had to be at least 100 parts of this thing, with all sorts of different size screws, and you got to make sure you pay attention to which screw you're using, or you could fuck up the whole thing.
Right. Yep.
And my in-laws definitely said, well, you apologize ahead of time, but she's gonna love this gift. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And they're like, well, you'll see. They didn't even want to really tell me what it was. And then it arrived in the mail 2 days ago, and the box itself weighed about 60 or 70 pounds. This was not just some assembly required.
Right. See, dads have to do that, but rich dads don't. Rich dads can just have someone come over and do it. You should hire a guy to do it.
Hire a guy to put my kids' toys together?
Absolutely. Something like this. This is a construction job.
It's different. Yeah. It's like, how important is it to you that she knows you put it together?
4 hours of labor?
She will never know the difference. Like, she's going to wake up right around now, and she's going to be in the living room, and she's going to be out of her mind with excitement. It's a great gift.
She's going to wonder why there's blood all over her kitchen sink. What happened, Mommy? Was a homicide committed here? No, you know your father. They're already having those talks. You know your father.
The kitchen from Fatal Attraction.
Yeah, there's a fucking stewed rabbit in there.
They have websites specifically for that. There's something called TaskRabbit, and you would put up. It's like, I have furniture I need assembled, and then somebody will say, I'll do it for $50.
I had no doubt
come over and kill you and the family.
Exactly.
But then I have to hear about it. I knew I had no choice. I had to put this thing together, because then my wife's like, I'll just put it together. I'm like, oh, that'll be great. I couldn't do it, so you did it. I will be doing this.
You should have said, yes, you do it. The women do the kitchen stuff. That's how you could have spun it. You could have spun it like that. Like, that's right, you and her do the kitchen stuff.
And then, my son who's 5, he's like, I'll help you, Dad. And as I'm trying to screw in, I feel like I have arthritis today. I screwed in so many fucking bolts and screws.
I usually feel like that for different reasons.
My fingers fucking hurt today.
Are you manually screwing these things, or do you have a drill like most people?
Was suggested. Why don't you break out the power drill
that's
that my dad got
That's what it's there for.
Yeah, but the power drill will strip the screws, and then you can't put it together until you go replace the screws. The kids have to wait a whole other day, and then they lose their mind.
It doesn't strip the screws if you're following the instructions.
I've been down that road, because they give you shitty screws. They give you shitty stuff.
You're right. Wait, Travis, you're shaking your head. Who's right about that?
Eric. I use a power drill when I got to put stuff together for my daughter.
No, but But this was more than a power drill. It was Allen wrenches and all. It was all sorts of other things.
Tools.
Yes, tools that my father-in-law gets me, whenever he can. He's trying to man me up. Don't man me up.
No. Get him when he likes bubble baths. Your son-in-law needs a bubble bath, and he likes nice lavender lotions and things that smell good.
I have no problem admitting I take a bath. Yes, I do.
Your son likes to relax.
I love taking baths.
Your son enjoys a moment of leisure. You don't get him tools. Get him
I love taking
Starbucks
baths.
gift card.
A nice Starbucks gift card.
I enjoy my Candy Crush soda game on my phone as I take a bath. Yes, that's me.
Can we isolate that audio, please?
I love that. But he got me 2 toolboxes. I got a whole power drill set.
And you didn't use it?
No, I was using the tools that they gave me for this thing. And then my son's like, I'll help you. And as I'm trying to get this one thing done, I look down and all the screws are all over the fucking place. You know this?
Yeah.
Yep. And then you turn into Nicholson from The Shining. And per second. And I pulled him away from the goddamn screws.
And then I look at him and I'm heating up and I'm like, what the hell? And he's like, I'm helping. I'm like, what happened to the J screws? What's the J screws? I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. So now the screws are all over the place, all different sizes.
No, see, that's when you have him. Does he have like his own little tool set, like a kid's tool set?
He was making an elevator. He finally decided he didn't need to help me anymore, and he was making an elevator out of the box or something. He got his crayons and his markers out. He was making an elevator.
His crayons and his markers. You have tools and screws.
Like Calvin and Hobbes.
Oh, here's Josh. See, everyone can relate. This guy's screaming. I know he's screaming. Hold on, I gotta go to Josh.
This is what most dads do on Christmas Eve.
That's what my mom...
Christmas
Eve.
morning, too.
Yeah, Christmas morning.
And Christmas Day, not to exclude that part.
Yeah, Christmas Day.
I said mom, but I meant to say that's what my wife said. But I'm like, no, because I wouldn't do this to anyone. And then finally, my brother-in-law FaceTimed in, and he saw what I was in the middle of. He's like, oh, my God, I feel bad for you. I'm like, thank you. And I just wanted someone to acknowledge how ridiculous this is. Let's say hi to Josh in Boston. Go ahead, Josh.
They were screen capping it and laughing at you.
They were laughing. What? Everyone was laughing at me. Go ahead, Josh.
What's up, buddy? Wait till your mother-in-law buys them a fucking wooden swing set.
Oh.
And not only do you have to put it together, but you have to buy separate pieces of wood that you have to cut.
Oh. Cut! I'm not cutting any wood!
Oh, yeah, you are.
I've been thinking about getting a house in the suburbs. Guess what? You just convinced me never to do that.
Because I can tell you who's going to get you a swing set. I would do that just to see you come in with 2 fingers gone.
Who the fuck builds their own swing set?
I do.
It took 4 weekends. And then the kids, the whole time I'm trying to build it, they're trying to jump on the fucking thing.
Yeah.
It was a fucking nightmare. It was bad.
Oh, yeah. Because my kid now is taking these screws for his fake elevator. I'm like, no, I need all these screws. And half the night was looking for pieces. I'm like, do you know where number 32 is? I don't know. And then I find out he threw it away. I'm like,
we had a bunch of big boxes from when we moved, and the kids wanted me to build them some kind of a clubhouse or playhouse in the house. I'm like, yeah, all right. So I grab out the razor blade. I'm starting to cut.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, hey, 7 stitches.
Oh, yeah. My thumb will not stop bleeding. But at 11...
Super glue.
I duct taped it.
Oh, that'll work too.
But now it's just a Band-Aid, but the blood's still coming through the Band-Aid, whatever.
Hey, Jimmy, thanks for the advice with the threesomes yesterday. I talked to my wife. We're going to try it out.
Oh, good. That was you. Okay, cool, man. Good luck, buddy.
So
what a transition.
So the guy's like,
give good advice.
Hey, Opie, I'm making all these toys for my kids. This is good. Oh, Jimmy, thanks for all this threesome sex.
I thought he was talking about a swing set. I guess he was talking about another different.
Yes, and he had a strap-on set that needs to be put together. And I'm like, make sure that you use.
What the hell's going on here,
polish
Josh?
the screws.
It was pretty good.
But someone... Oh, sorry. Call back. I didn't mean to hang up on you. But what, people will send you a swing set that you have to put together?
That would never happen to my house.
Holy
that happened to me. I hired someone to do it.
But
you have to for that.
Yeah, I can't do that.
You guys got kids. You understand this, right?
Yeah.
When these gifts come in and you're like, I would never buy this gift for my kid. I would find something else.
Give him a red ball.
Yep.
Throw this around.
Yes,
she'd like to bounce it.
And I know she's going to love the hell out of it. It is a wonderful gift. I'll say that over and over again.
You hated the gift. You hated it.
I hated that I had to put the whole thing together, and then I feel guilty that I actually said that this sucks.
Is there anything electrical with it? Like, are there like light bulbs or something in the oven?
Light up?
No, I don't think so. But I put it together right because the whole time, I know something's wrong here, which means I'm gonna have to, take 5 steps apart just to get to the point where I fucked up.
And was she leaving you alone, or was she trying to play with parts of it while you were putting it?
I'm out of my mind, pulling my hair out, trying to find where all the screws went that my kid took because he's building his fake elevator. And now I got a tiny, tiny little 3-year-old running out into the living room. I was so excited as I'm there, almost having a nervous breakdown. Because now I know I have to complete this thing.
I know. I would sit there. I have to put together a giant Barbie dream house on like Christmas morning.
That's your next step.
Yeah, that's going to make you insane. Because everything is like little plastic pieces that fit together, but they don't actually fit together. Right? Or if they get it together, once they start playing, then it comes apart, and then they keep coming to you to fix it. Makes you crazy.
No, we've already done that where we have to put the toys together before Christmas morning. And I'm like, really? You just ruined Christmas morning because now, I don't know about you, but I'm going to be completely exhausted on 2 hours sleep.
Oh, yeah.
So do it 2 nights before. They won't know. They
we drag all our stuff down to Philly, and then it's a whole thing.
Oh.
So
once you
that's why you got to start drinking so they know not to bother daddy. And alcoholic fathers never get bothered with this shit. Hey, your father will do it when he gets time. No, we know. We'll just be quiet and sit here.
And then what point in the process did you cut yourself?
I was depressed. Oh.
Probably, I swear, I mean, time stood still. I was surprised at how late it was when I was finally done, but at least 3 hours in. And then I could have fixed my thumb myself, but I'm like, you know what? Go get mommy. Go get mommy.
You want to show her your war wound. Look what happened to me.
I'm a man.
Doing this for you.
I wanted her to see it my way. I'm like, maybe with all the blood all over the living room, she'll see it my way. And then she helped for the last hour.
How many?
Because I couldn't use my left hand anymore.
How many pieces were left over when you were done?
Surprisingly, only a few screws, and I think they might have been extra.
Yeah, they start giving you extra, and then that makes you insane by the end.
Because you don't know, like, was I supposed to use this?
Right.
You're absolutely right.
Makes you crazy. We had one of those outdoor plastic like houses that those small like you'll
kids'
see.
houses.
It's called a shed.
Yeah.
No, this is a small. Those like little kid houses.
You had to put that together?
I had to put that together, which is not. It's really not that tough, but all the pieces are giant and heavy, and you have to kind of hold the plastic together while you screw it.
Yeah.
So the kids are getting really, really excited. They want to play it. We're trying to take these giant pieces out. And my father was helping me, and I'm like, everybody was getting way too enthusiastic because I want to play with it now. But so as it got yanked out of the box, it hit me square in the eye. My eye swelled shut, and if it was like an inch in more, I would have lost my eye.
Jimmy, you want kids, Jimmy?
No, you guys aren't talking to me out of anything. It's like you might as well just be talking to me about taking a trip to Mogadishu. Just don't want that trip to fucking Africa? No. I forget.
Oh, the excitement in their eyes, it makes it worth it in the end.
Does.
My God.
It does. It's horrible, man.
And then the next step after that is you're going to have to eat and drink all the fake meals that they're going to make and bring to you and bother you at every moment.
Yuck.
You know the fake meal thing?
Yeah.
The fake
Sure,
meal
you
thing.
ought to try some.
Can't eat these plastic hot dogs.
You know about the fake meal thing?
Oh, yeah.
It's a
Nieces.
phenomenon.
It is.
Yeah.
In the kid world. Like, they'll just make crap for you, and then they hand it to you, and then they sit there and watch you as you eat it. I don't know how to eat fake food properly.
Well, there's two versions of it. There's one is if it doesn't come with plastic food, then they're making invisible food, and you have to pretend that you're having it.
Yeah.
Or if they have the plastic food, they're going to put it on a plate, and you got to pretend that you're eating it, and then they take it back from you right away, so they can make another meal and bring it right over to you.
What is that about?
But
How do you know all this? What are you, a fucking
nieces.
pedophile? Oh, okay.
But what you're forgetting
Yeah,
is
and then they throw them on the other side of the van.
but half the stuff is made in China, and so they have this fake food that the kids you're supposed to pretend to eat it.
Yeah.
But you don't want them to actually, put the painted Chinese toys
Yeah, the lead
made
paint.
by children
Yeah,
in
the
their
fake
mouth.
plastic hamburger.
Yeah.
I just turn my head sideways and make it look like I'm actually eating it.
Yeah.
I don't know how to eat fake food for them.
I know.
I have no idea. And then I hand it back and they're satisfied.
And then
then there's another plate that comes to you in a few minutes.
The next step after that is that you constantly have to check the drawers, the oven, the kitchen in there, because then they'll start making stuff out of stuff around the house.
Right.
Like they'll mix baby powder and some other things together in a dish, like they're making a cake, and then they'll leave it inside this thing for days, weeks, and mold starts growing in there because you didn't know it was in there.
Oh, that they use real ingredients and
Yeah,
stuff.
but it's not like anything edible. Just whatever they can grab and mix together, thinking they're making something, and they leave it in there, and then it starts dissolving the playset from the inside.
I think my in-laws are either trying to toughen me up or they don't like me.
Why can't it be both? Why do those things that they're mutually exclusive?
I think that's what's going on here.
Well, the good news is
they were sort of like they were apologizing ahead of time, like oh boy, you're going to kill us. And then this thing arrived, and it's a wonderful gift. In the end, it's a wonderful gift.
it took other people 8 hours, and they had help to put it together.
And then my other
on the website, yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
What?
On the website under the reviews.
It was very... all right, look at this.
1 star.
1 star. It was very difficult to assemble. It took me, and they put 8 hours in capital letters.
ATE, though, because it's a kitchen.
Delightful.
8 hours, and I had help. The directions are not good. I try to tell my wife that. I'm like, will you at least look at these fucking directions? Are not good. It does not give you a picture of the part, so you could tell which screw goes where. If I had known how hard it would be, I would not have bought this. This was 8 straight hours. I had a question and try to call the helpline. They're calling helplines. And they were only open from 8 to 5. It was Saturday, and they were closed, but they called it any time hotline. I believe it was the brand that was the issue, and I will never, ever buy this brand again.
Oh, this.
All right, that's one review. Let me go to the next.
There's multiple 1-star
That was
reviews.
nice.
Do this one.
Kitchen falls apart. Don't tell me that. Not a quality product for the amount of money spent on it. One of the doors broke 2 days after we got it. It wasn't a fall off. It was a break. Shoddy material for $150. Most of the items I purchased from Walmart are much better. It's a shame because it's such a beautiful and realistic kitchen. Lovely color and wonderful size.
And we thought it would look good in our new home. We didn't realize it was a child's toy. So when we used it as a real kitchen, it broke. Torture. Love the item assembly is torture. Hours and hours of assembling. I would highly recommend Inley.
Only if I
Only
knew.
if the other person had paid. Other Urson. Who is this moron?
Yeah, that might be the problem. You look like you're a moron. You don't
Jay
know.
Stengel.
Why would you take a shot at me?
Yeah. Why wouldn't I?
Ooh. Battle of the Fat. Okay.
Wait, go back. It did take me about 4 hours. I was a little over 4 hours to put it together, but all of the pieces were there and they fit perfectly. Well made and looks great. A perfect gift for my grandchild.
1 star.
One
But 1
star,
star.
though.
Yeah,
Small 1 star.
IKEA kitchen. That's probably what he was yelling at us. Get it? He got mad. IKEA. You're right.
You're right.
All right. Well, it was a complete.
Your next gift after this is
utter.
going to be like those Power Wheels. Like the
The
Barbie.
fuck is a Power Wheel?
It's those little cars that the kids can drive.
Oh, I put those together already. I do put stuff together, and I'm not happy about it. I'm not gonna fake
With
it.
the big
I'm not gonna
battery?
fake it like other people. That's my problem in life. I can't fake shit.
You know what you need?
I go, look, I hate putting shit together, so help me out a little bit.
You need a shop owner like Peter Brady had, who goes, "You're not mechanically inclined." You need a boss like Peter Brady's bike shop boss to just tell you you're not mechanically inclined.
There was someone else in the family because there was a big, party for my daughter over the weekend, and they're like, "We got a gift that doesn't fit down the chute, the garbage chute."
But you what?
And then he can't throw it out.
I've been known to throw complete presents down the garbage chute because I couldn't put it together properly, and I'm like, you know what, my kid's not going to know. It's one of them, a lot of gifts, and I'm not going to deal with this. So I have been known to do that. I do bring a lot of toys to charity too, but if I start putting something together and I already ruined it by trying to assemble it, then at that point it's useless to everybody and it goes down the garbage chute. So now they joke and go, look, we bought something that's too big to go down the garbage chute.
The javelin.
Start kicking it.
I had to put a whole rocking horse together from scratch.
I had to do that too.
Why? Why do we have to do this?
You're grown men. Neither one of you should be using a rocking horse. What's the way? Like, we had trouble drilling the fist into the seat.
Once you get it done, though, it's
Well worth the wait.
well worth the wait.
Well worth the rocking motion.
5 stars. Somebody asked us if they could buy a drum set for my daughter, and I told them no. I mean, it's city living. You can't do that.
I beg my people, look, like you just said, city living. Don't buy these giant big pieces.
Yeah.
You don't have enough room in the city.
Nope.
You see, I had the opposite thing, Eric, where a friend gave my kid for their like 5th birthday a drum set, and I have 2 girls. Gave him a drum set, and the guy laughed and patted me on the back and said, "Good luck," because it was just basically a giant joke because he knew my entire life would now just be drumming all day and all night.
Oh my God!
Do you remember Bobby Brady got a drum set and he couldn't stop playing it? And he made so much noise in the house, and his father's like, "Can't you see I'm dying in here?"
Oh my God! I'm so glad. I'm so glad everyone could relate. I own a music store, and the night before Christmas, I make my staff put together my daughter's Barbie treehouse. There you go. Oh, listen to this guy, Ed in Charlotte. Go ahead, Ed.
Yo, how's it going?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, at least you got the credit, a little sympathy for getting your finger cut and whatnot. I live in the country, so when I put together the swing set for Christmas, there was a foot of snow. So I'm underneath the house on a piece of carpet. It's like 2.5 feet high. And I'm trying to, the instructions, this is the deal. The instructions are written in English, translated to Taiwanese or Chinese, and then back to English, so they don't even really make sense.
Yeah, a lot of these toys come from Taiwan or China or whatever, and the instructions. He's absolutely right. I've had this case too, where all of a sudden the instructions they stop speaking English.
Yeah.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, like, oh, that's right. Someone in America might be looking at this, and then it goes back to English. I've had that happen, Ed.
Yeah.
So then you're looking at these horrendous little sketches because you don't know Chinese.
Is it possible that it shows you the first part in English and then it repeats that first part in Chinese and then it goes to the second part?
I don't know.
Probably.
I would have to
You're
bring
doing
it
the
in
first
so we
part
can
twice.
study this fucking thing.
Bring in the instructions. I'm very good at this stuff.
You're very good.
I'm very handy. I can put anything together.
I can't believe you guys put together swing sets from scratch.
Easily.
What do you mean? What do you mean easily?
Piece of cake. I'll throw the instructions out. Make it a challenge.
Did I tell you it was a wonderful gift, though?
Yeah, it's a nice
she's
gift.
going to love it. She's
will.
going to love this thing when she wakes
You
up
can make
very
the second
soon.
one in 5 minutes.
Huh?
You can make the second one in 5 minutes.
I don't know about that.
Well, once you figure it all out.
Yeah, now you know what you're doing.
And my kid's elevator looks terrific, too. His
good.
elevator. He helped me for 5 minutes and said, "This is boring. I got to go do something else." I'm like, "Thanks. Now that you've moved all the screws all over the living room, and I don't know where the L screws are." What's up, Mark Normand?
Hey.
Welcome to the show, buddy.
Good to be here.
Talking about putting dumb toys together. You're too young for this shit. So,
I love toys.
well,
This is stuff for the kids.
for the kids, like
kitchen sets.
you actually have family members that buy these toys for your kids that you now have to assemble from scratch, and it's not some assembly required. Those I'm okay with. Full assembly required will drive you insane as a parent.
Well, I mean, what are you putting together? Is it just like a ball or a...
Here.
You can't put a
hula
ball
hoop?
together.
A ball or a hula.
I think you just blow up a ball. I wish
Yeah, what do you-
that's all it was.
Yeah, what are you putting together? Like a treehouse?
Yeah, here, you'll see a
It was a
picture.
full kitchen set for my that.
For his 19-year-old
that.
son.
That.
Special needs?
Yeah.
And now it looks.
Wow,
it
that's
look- it
better
looks.
than my apartment.
Yeah,
Look at that thing.
It's huge.
Stainless steel.
Yeah, it looks. It looks like it would be simple, but that's probably, about 100, at least 100 pieces.
I believe it.
Every shelf, every door, every side of that thing. You had to.
Is that back piece come with it? There's a back piece where the apples are against. Does that come with it?
Oh yes,
It's called the
that does.
backsplash.
Yeah.
It's a full kitchen. She's gonna love it.
Yeah, the counters should probably be a slate. Dealing with this shit.
Also, I'm surprised this is like anti-feminism, isn't it?
No, it's perfect.
Well, the women in the kitchen,
That's what I
she should
mean.
be barefoot and pregnant.
Even they know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're right in a way, but
I mean, I don't care. I'm just saying.
But it's-
Gender roles.
But it is what it is. I mean, you throw toys in the living room. The girls go to the Barbies, and the guys go to the trucks.
Sure.
They just do.
I know.
I'm not pushing them either way.
Right.
I don't know, but society's trying to do that.
Yeah,
Which
we're-
store got rid of the genders?
Target.
Was it Target?
Yeah.
No gender on clothes?
No
Yeah.
gender on clothes
What about
and
dresses
toys.
and skirts?
No,
Yeah.
toys, not.
Oh, toys.
Oh, toys, just toys.
That's fine.
I guess.
Yeah, it's just toys are toys. You know,
Huh?
you shouldn't be considered gay because you want to play with a fucking doll.
Yeah. My brother had a huge My Little Pony thing.
Did he?
He's gay.
Yes, he is.
He was into it.
Was he really?
Loved it. I mean, he would set them all up and brush the hair. It was wild.
Is he part of that club? There's like
Bronies.
What are they called?
Bronies. No.
They go to conventions and stuff. They're all into My Little Pony.
Wow. No, I didn't know.
And it's a lot of
the link.
It's a lot of guys. A lot of guys in there. I would say mid-20s, right?
How old is he?
They weren't older guys.
35.
Oh, okay.
35. It goes up to See, there's pictures. If you just put what do you put in the search? Bronies.
Bronies.
That's my brother. No.
You put Bronies in the search engine. It's all guys that are really into My Little Pony.
Oh, wow.
I think there's a documentary about it and stuff. So.
That's fun.
Yeah.
There's a documentary. It's called People We Should Kill.
They're into it.
Yeah.
Your brother really was into it.
It's Justin. I'll go back.
Yeah.
I don't look like that.
You look exactly like that.
I don't look like that.
Well, that guy showered.
That guy said, I don't look like that.
Looks like Justin fucked Big J. That's what you
Yes. Nailed it.
Look at that. I got much more going on than that guy.
You got more chin.
I don't have more chin than that guy.
I'm joking. You look great.
This place really hurts my self-esteem.
Let me take one more call here. Larry in Ohio. Larry, go ahead.
Gonna find your bronies dead in the hallway, Larry.
I just wonder sometimes how hapless you people must be. I mean, how hapless are you? You can't put together a kid's story.
Because he's got city hands from counting money his whole life.
My dad said a long time ago, he had 5 boys, 2 could do all this shit. My brother pretty much built his own restaurant, and I have another brother that built, does all that shit for his own house, builds his own house, or puts it, fixes it up nice. And then there's 3 of us that suck at this shit. And my dad pulled me aside once and said 2 things. He said this. He goes, either you're going to have to figure out how to do this stuff when you get older, because it's a lot of this stuff you're going to need to do, or make enough money where you can hire someone to do this.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he told me, because he knew that I hated all this from a very early age.
Well, I guess I'm one of the guys people hire.
I bow to you. I know I look like a fucking complete tool by even bringing this to the show today, that I can't put this together and be happy about it. But it was a nightmare.
Well, I think maybe, and it's just city living. You just don't get, when you're coming up, get into those circumstances where you have to. I mean, when I wanted to have a bike as a kid, they showed you a building full of busted bikes, and you had to take them, to get them.
Right. Well,
construct the bike that you actually ride.
But I got other fathers in this studio. We all have to make a pact, because you're fucking pissed off when you get these big gifts that you have to put together.
Yep.
So why would another parent give that to you, knowing that that's going to happen to them as well? Why can't we all get on the same page and not send these gifts to each other? Thank you.
I guess you find out who likes you.
Thanks, Larry. Yeah.
But it's not that you can't put it together. It's that you don't want to put it together. You could figure that out.
He did. It took 4 hours.
Yeah.
It took 4.5 hours.
That's true. Don't want to. You're right.
Yeah, you could do it.
It's a lack of love.
We just looked at the reviews online. One guy, it took him 8 hours.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
This was not just a simple thing to put together. Did I tell you how lovely the gift is? It's amazing. Right about now, she's waking up, and she couldn't be happier.
Yeah.
Until she touches it, it falls apart.
Yeah.
Because you only did it half the time and you rushed. You should have taken 8 hours or would have stood tall.
You used tape.
You come home, her head's in the fake oven.
Oh, I saved all the tools that came with this and my screwdrivers, because now I'm going to tighten up a whole bunch of things when I get home today. Hopefully it'll stay together.
That sounds safe.
Yeah, I'm all IKEA. Everything I have in my apartment is all built by me. And
really?
Yeah, it's all broken before I had to put it back together.
It's a pain in the ass, right?
Yeah, it's all shit. It took 8 hours. You got that little Allen wrench.
Yes.
That's all you got.
I hate Allen wrenches.
It's the worst. You get no leverage, and your hand is on fire.
You can't line up the wooden dowels.
Right.
Everything cracks.
Are they good things, IKEA things?
No. I mean, it'll last you a year.
Okay.
And then it's fucked.
Should I get my kitchen from IKEA?
No.
Oh, wait a minute. No, I know a little bit about IKEA. They've upped their kitchen stuff. But the stuff Mark's talking about, that stuff.
Bedroom stuff.
That was made for dorm rooms in your first apartment.
Exactly.
I went through that stage.
Yeah.
And then you strip in the wood, so now the screws don't go in properly, so now it's like...
Exactly.
It moves when it's not supposed to move.
Right. And plus my floor slanted, so the whole thing's just kind of cockeyed, you know?
And it just wobbles, right? From side to side? Yeah, see.
And I have the slats on my bed, and every time I'm banging a gal, you can just feel the slats, like, slipping out, you know?
Really?
Yeah, and then the mattress on the floor, and the fucking frame is up by your eyes.
That's a hell of a session.
Well, she's large. Yeah. Big gal.
A big gal.
She's a droney. What is it? A brony?
Brony. Yeah. And then I punctured my thumb, which is still bleeding. But that happened at 11 o'clock last night, and I'm thinking to myself, New York City emergency room, going there to get a stitch or two. Mm-hmm. How many hours would that be?
Yeah.
He really is acting like Eric Roberts.
They took my thumb, Charlie. That's the line, right? Pope of Greenwich Village. See, I know one today.
Oh, wait. I got to bring it up.
What?
I haven't been here in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
I've been getting tweets. Everybody's calling me, hey, Mark's full of shit. What's going on with Normand? Are you guys seeing these?
Yeah. Seeing them. I'm sending them. Yeah, no, I've seen some.
All right. I didn't know what happened. I didn't know if something came up.
No, they think that you're making your stories up.
Oh, like the peg leg and all that? Oh, no. I mean,
I believe the
stories. That's all true.
You're a good-looking guy. You get some things done. And
yeah, but we're talking to Mark right now.
And when you get things done, you know, I know it's a numbers. You do well with the numbers.
Oh, yeah, I get shot down quite a bit.
But you're also getting some things done, so you're going to come across some of this weird shit. I completely believe your stories.
See, I'm new to Twitter hate. You know, I have no name. Yeah, thanks.
Welcome to the club. It's a fun place to be.
Yeah, yeah.
You're used to it.
You're at a crossroads. You know, we're using you. We're having you on the show more and more because we really like you. But the hate will now go up.
All right, well, hey,
so
man,
that's up to you. You're at the crossroads.
Yes.
All right, I'll
You'll
pass
draw
that
more
bridge.
people in the clubs, but it's the end of your self-esteem.
Right, it really is.
You won't feel good about it.
Anyway.
I would suggest you run away.
No, I'm going to go whole hog.
You're
going to
go for
first. Yeah, fuck it.
I think you're hilarious. I hope the people are nice to you on the old Twitter there, Mark.
It's no biggie. I just didn't know if, you know.
No, it's not from us.
Dan Soder came in and was like, Normand, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, so.
We can't get that anymore. He won't come on.
He's Billy blowing up.
Daniel, he says no.
Well, the bonfire is taken off, so he doesn't have as much time for us.
Yeah, he's always saying no.
He always.
I'll talk to him.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, we love Dan as well. So that was my night. 4.5 hours. So I have no idea what happened in the world is what this comes down to. I was isolated.
It's terrible.
Huh?
It's terrible.
What?
Just the whole crazy world out there.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad I don't know what's happening in the world today.
It's crazy.
You turn on the TV, you're like, what the fuck are we doing to each other?
Yeah.
It's exhausting.
Facebook's worse. Yeah. You open that shit, and it's not only is it the horrible things in the world, but it's also new kids.
Yeah. What happened though? Everyone's just angry.
Everyone's angry. Plus,
Facebook just showed you that the world is just angry. Everyone is just angry, not happy.
Right, or phony inspiring.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I get out of bed and talk to God, and then I'm good to go. Or he's like, oh, shut up. You know.
Oh, I love when people dump their emotions on Facebook. It makes me feel connected to them.
Oh, it's the worst.
I get good news feed on Facebook, though, believe it or not. Like there's actually decent stories. Like, when I go through my feed, I'm like, there's like fucking a shitload of things I actually click on.
Oh, like the videos are fun.
Yeah, there's like the news story links are good.
Right.
Yeah. I enjoy those.
I love a good fist fight. That's my favorite.
Yes, especially between a married couple.
Oh, yeah, that's good. But yeah, the Facebook's brutal. They said they've done tests where you look at Facebook, you get sadder.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure. It makes you feel icky.
Yeah.
I think Louis C.K. said that, or it didn't make me feel
about
good.
Twitter. Yeah,
yeah, but I mean, it's the same shit.
Same shit, yeah.
Whether it's you're talking about Twitter or Facebook. That's why Louis was in here, said he got rid of his Twitter, because I thought he said icky at first, but I'm not sure. But he definitely said it didn't make me feel good, so I just got rid of it. It wasn't worth being brought down by just trying to look at your Twitter.
Right. And plus, all my feed is comics.
Yeah.
And so, like...
And they're all fucking damaged people.
Exactly. So then I go home to New Orleans, and I'm like, geez, you guys seeing this? So like, nah, we don't know what you're talking about. We don't. Black Lives Matter? What is that? You know? Like, wow, this is paradise.
I just get pissed off when I see people I know doing things. I'm like, oh, I guess I don't really do anything.
What do you mean?
Like kayaking?
Yeah, like photos of them in interesting places, all looking happy and stuff.
Right.
And I'm like,
Yeah, this me and my friends in Egypt. What?
how?
But they're not enjoying themselves. They go,
know, but
they're like, wait, if I go kayaking, I look cool on Facebook for a couple hours.
It just makes
but
you
they're
feel
not
like
even
shit.
They're not actually enjoying the activity itself. They're making sure they got the right video done or the right angle in their with their selfie.
Right, it's for the post. It's all for the posting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I fall prey to that too, and it's a real thing. Like, I was at the SNL party, Afterparty. Yeah.
Get a load of Rockefeller.
Schumer got me in. I opened for her. And, I'm sitting there with Lorne Michaels.
Trying your characters casually?
Yeah, exactly.
What did you say to Lauren
This
Michaels?
is Bodega Guy.
I met him once and knew just keep it fucking simple,
Quick and easy.
short.
Yeah.
Shake his hand. Say how much you admire him and get the fuck away from him. That's what I thought.
I got one laugh and I got out of there.
You went for the laugh.
I went for the laugh. I
Good
feel like
for
I
you.
had a good line. First of all, he shook my hand. Giant mitts on that
Yes.
guy. Real meat
Does
cleaver.
he have big hands? I don't remember.
Huge, meaty
solid.
hands.
He probably has a giant dick then, which is why he's so confident. Go ahead.
Oh, maybe.
Yep.
Yeah. So Schumer's like, hey, this is Mark. He opens for me and he goes, hey, nice to meet you. And I go, boy, how annoying is Marin? And I got a big chuckle because he just did what the fuck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And he's like, he is a handful or something like that. And then I walked away.
Good for you. Wait, why did you bring that up, Dad? You were at the after party.
Oh, because I want to get a picture with him the whole time, but I'm like, I can't. Obviously, I can't do it. But the whole time, I'm like, how amazing would it be to get a picture with Lorne Michaels?
Yeah, exactly.
But that's one of those things where, like, your friends on your on their timeline would be like, God damn it, Mark Norman's hanging out with Lorne Michaels, and what the fuck am I doing with my life?
Right.
That's one of those things.
But
though.
you have to
It's so
realize
true.
that was a 5 seconds in time.
You don't
and
know
that he's
that.
not actually
You
hanging
don't
out
know
with the
that.
guy.
Yeah, but you don't know that.
He's
We
not-
all know that in
You
the
don't know
end.
that.
You're at the party, you talked. Hey, talk to him. Did you say I talked to Lorne Michaels? Hey. And then people are like, oh, he's hanging out with him. He's talking, smiling for the picture.
Sure.
They don't know that you're just an annoyance to him.
Yeah. I mean, Ray Romano's at the Cellar last night. Wouldn't it be great to just be in the hallway? Someone gets a shot of you two just shooting the shit.
Yeah.
And you post it, and, your friend's like, geez, he's doing well.
When I met him, which was years ago, Dane Cook actually invited me to when he was on SNL.
Whoa.
Whoa. And Lawrence said something like, it's been years, but something like, he said something like, I know you when we were introduced. And I didn't want to know what he knew, so I didn't ask any follow-up questions.
Wow.
But he goes, I know you, or something to that effect.
Yeah. Oh, you got to
And
ask.
I wasn't going to work it because I didn't want to know why.
I know. You built that kid's kitchen.
Yes, I
You're
saw
that
you
asshole.
I saw you on Grindr.
Right.
Wait, what? What the hell? How are you, Mark? You good?
I'm good, man. I feel like I'm not hungover. I got some sleep. I feel good.
Yeah, you look awake this morning, alert.
I'm back, baby. I've been boozing too much.
Yeah.
Went to L.A. LA's just such a bummer to me that I just drink the whole time. I'm like
Why is it a bummer?
A noir cop, I don't know. I don't know that many people out there. No one really hangs. There's nowhere to go. In New York, you can go to the Cellar, or you can go to a diner with your friends. Here in LA,
it's all spread out.
Yeah, and I'm in an Airbnb, and that's weird, and there's cats and shit.
Oh, wait,
yeah.
You did one of those?
I always do Airbnb. It's just cheaper, and I hate myself.
Someone else's pillows and shit?
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
Wait, someone else's pillows and cats?
Yeah, you gotta suck it up.
You gotta stay with their cats?
I mean, the cats are walking around.
Did they tell you to feed the cats while you're there?
No, they're usually there. But they're like, here's your room.
Oh, okay. Wow,
I'm not
that's
staying
weird.
in their bed or anything, but they're like, here's your room. And it's like the grandma died in there in 81.
Exactly.
And, they're in the kitchen, doing dishes. And you got to come home and, do the, hey, I'm here. It's super awkward.
How much is it for a night?
It's cheap. It's I go $65 a night.
So I want to say to those people, really 65? I guess if you do that 3 times a week, it adds up.
Yeah.
But you got an instant family all of a sudden.
Yeah, exactly.
You almost have to check in with them. Hey, just want to let you know I'm okay and I'm home now.
And they're blown away by your weird schedule. You come in you do shows all night. You come in at 2, and they wake up the next day, and you're groggy at noon. They're like, boy, late night. You're like, fuck you.
Now they're commenting.
Yeah, now they're judging me.
giving their 2 cents on your lifestyle.
They don't give you a scheduled time where you have to come home, though, right?
No, they just give you keys, but they're still very aware. I mean, there's someone in their home.
Sure.
If I was a young man like yourself, I would absolutely do the same thing for the experience in a weird way.
You get into their life for like a weekend. It's kind of interesting.
I think I would enjoy that.
It's weird, but it's an experience.
Did you ever bang anybody?
Once oh man, this girl.
Is this a real story or a fake story?
Love of my life. I can't say she's on TV.
Okay.
But
wait a minute, she's on TV.
I can't say who.
Okay.
I've already said too much.
Love of your life, though?
But she was
so hot and cool and way out of my league.
She's at TV. Okay.
Yeah, Rita Rudner. So I meet this girl like at a show like a year ago, and she lives in LA, and I look her up, and I go, hey, we should get a drink. We go get a drink, and I'm like, we're hitting it off. We're making out at the bar, and I go, where do you live? Let's go back to your place. She goes, I got my roommate. Her parents are in town. I'm like, shit. I'm at an Airbnb, and she's like, well, let's do that. And I'm like, I don't know if that's allowed, but fuck it. So we go to my Airbnb. We bang all night, like loud, crazy banging, just wild IKEA bed breaking, and we're going at it. And I wake up the next day, and there's a giant man comes out of the other room. Apparently, there's another guest, and he comes out of the next room, and he goes into like the kitchen, and my bed is in the kitchen, is shared with the bedroom. So he comes out, and he's like, hey, and I'm like, oh, hey, sorry if I didn't know you were here. And he was like, whatever. And he was super angry, and I go up to shake his hand, and he goes, nah, germaphobe. So he won't shake my hand.
Ew.
It was super awkward, and he wrote like a mean letter to the owner, like, next time this guy kept me up all night, I'm not gonna pay, blah blah blah.
Oh,
so.
I don't blame him for being mad though. If you're trying to sleep
either.
and some guy comes home and fucks teeny others, I don't blame that.
Yeah, we were loud too.
Yeah, but you gotta assume if you're in that situation, you might have somebody that's banging in the other room or something.
She's on TV. I want to know. Wait, Mindy Cohn.
Who's that?
Natalie from The Facts of Life.
Oh, no, I wish. It was much worse. But no. Yeah, those Airbnbs are always a gamble. It's rarely great.
But I think that would be fun if you're younger.
I'm afraid of bed bugs and stuff. And somebody else's energy, I wouldn't want to be in there.
I got fleas once from it.
Really?
Yeah.
Fleas are a motherfucker, too.
Just shit, dogs and cats. They had fleas.
How do you get rid of them?
Yeah, how do you get rid of them?
They almost drove me nuts when I lived in Buffalo. I had a stray cat that infested my apartment, and it drove me insane. Mm-hmm. I bombed my place 2 or 3 times, and I still couldn't get rid of them. And every time one of those fuckers bit,
you
knew you were in hell for a good week. They just itched and were just
it's the worst.
Horrible.
I had bed bugs. In Bushwick, and you feel like a nom vet. You're waking up at night like scratching and shit, and you can't sleep, and you're rolling over, and you feel like you see them on the ceiling, like Apocalypse Now. They're crawling over you, and shit.
And you know there's an insect in the bed with you. That's terrible.
Yes, of course. And you lift your bed up, and you see like the the dead ones and everything. And they're red with your blood. They have your blood. They're clear. They're a clear insect.
And how'd you get rid of them?
I had to move. I got a.
You brought your bed with you, I hope.
Yeah. I got an exterminator, nothing. I got a new bed, nothing. Cleaned everything, vacuumed, nothing, still there.
They were probably living in the furniture.
Yeah.
They live in wood, too, man. They're really wily little fuckers, man. You gotta watch it with them.
Flea bites are brutal.
I
got tiny little scars up and down both arms, probably at least 100 from flea bites from back in my time in Buffalo.
Would you take fleas or bed bugs?
Mine?
What would you prefer? If you had to pick one.
I've never had bed bugs, so I don't know. These fleas, you would see them on the rug jumping up about 6 to 8 inches.
Yeah.
They were everywhere. I'm like, what the fuck? I had no money to move or nothing. I was stuck.
Right.
So everyone said, just keep bombing the place, and eventually you'll knock down the numbers. Knock down the numbers.
Jesus.
And then I would go to bed like with long sleeve shirts and hoodies and stuff, just trying to cover up as much as I can to, cut down the amount of bites I was going to get every day.
And the worst thing about fleas is they're so small that you can squeeze them and they don't die.
No.
You actually have to get 2 nails together, 2 fingernails, and get that, hard pressure.
You get a gun, start shooting.
Yeah.
I was in hell. It was driving me insane. I didn't know what the fuck to do.
And the worst thing about fleas is they only bite certain people. Like, I've had fleas before, and my roommate's like, I didn't notice. I never had any. And you're like, fuck you. I was dying in there.
On your ankles.
Oh,
so then I had to wear, socks pulled way up, hoping they wouldn't, they couldn't get that high up.
Right, behind the knee.
All that
the elbow, but in the elbow, brutal.
But then they itch and they're just the bites themselves.
Put toothpaste on it. Toothpaste is good for a bug
away
bite.
right away.
My grandmother told me that once. You put toothpaste on a bug bite and it stops the itching, and she was right.
Because it burns the
burn
skin.
it?
It burns the layer of the skin. That's why.
Oh, okay.
No, it stops a good itch.
What?
You itch the fuck out of it till the skin's gone.
Right.
That's what I do
Right.
with my athlete's foot.
Do you?
HBO.
I don't like
Yes.
scratching like that. It makes me crazy.
Oh man, when you get to itch between those toes, it's so
Oh,
nice. But then
baby.
I always go too far.
Yeah.
And then the skin is completely gone, and the itch is also gone.
How about some Tenactin? Tough actin Tenactin.
Well, I certainly now spray as much as I can. So
I got a yeast infection in college.
Really?
I dated this chick. She was a soccer player, not hygienic, and she gave me a yeast infection. And I tried everything. Nothing worked. I thought I had AIDS. And I went to the doctor, and he goes, yeah, just put tough actin on. I was gone in like 2 days.
Wait, how did you know you had it?
I actually went to the doctor.
No, baby. What symptoms?
It was so bad. I had like lesions on my leg and shit, on like inner thigh. It never really hurt the shaft, but just everything around it burned like crazy. It itched like
A
crazy.
yeast infection like that? Wow.
It was bad, yeah.
So
Did a lot of WebMD. They were like, you need cultures. It's a fungus. You need cultures. So I put yogurt on there and everything. I tried everything. It was brutal.
we got to take a break. Just got a text from my wife. How's your thumb? And then this is why it's all worth it, guys. She's so happy. Just came.
It's a picture of the kids sitting in front of the kitchen, staring away, disinterested.
See, that's why it's all worth it in the end, right? Huh?
It is.
That's a wonderful gift.
It is.
Here's how that scene went. Stand there,
Right.
Mommy. We don't want. Just look that way for a second. Let me take a picture. Mommy, we don't like this. What is this stupid monolith toy?
Do you want him in a bad mood again when he gets home?
They are so happy by the gift.
Lie to daddy.
Get together, lie to daddy.
They look like future little meth heads in front of that kitchen.
Very happy. So we got to take a break. Mark Norman's here, and Donald Trump is outside the studio.
Junior.
Well, I had to add the junior. What's up, buddy? I couldn't have teased it that way. His name is official.
We'll cut that out.
His name is Donald Trump.
It is Donald Trump.
Junior. You're right.
No, Donald. Yeah.
Donald Trump is outside the studio. We're going to talk to him next. Mark, what do you got going on, buddy?
This weekend I'm at the Dead Crow Comedy Club, and follow me on Twitter and check out our pod on here.
How did that go?
It went great. We killed
I
it.
heard it was very funny.
It was great.
Got a ton of good tweets.
It was really good.
The feedback was great, and you got a 4-week run, so you got three more to do at least.
Yeah, can't wait. Just so fun coming in here.
You liked it?
I love it. Yeah, I mean, we do it out of a rinky-dinky, studio. And
It's Mondays with your buddy Joe List.
Yep.
At what time we throw that on? 7, right?
7, right? Yeah.
7, yeah.
It's a quick hour, so please make sure to check out Mark Norman and Joe List doing Stories Tuesdays or Tuesdays
with Stories.
Tuesdays with Stories,
Yeah.
right.
Tuesdays with the Stories with Joe List and Mark Norman.
There you go.
It went well, great.
Went well.
And Jimmy's got Albany coming up next weekend.
Next weekend in Albany, and then I got a bunch. I got Charlotte coming up, and Erie, my first time ever in Erie, and the buzz is immense coming out of Erie.
Yay!
By that I mean I got 2 Facebook messages.
Yes.
And then Jacksonville and San Francisco.
Wow.
Daddy has to pay a mortgage.
Cool. We're going to talk to Donald Trump Jr. next. Stay there. Ah, nice. I like this one. Yes, Mark Norman in studio.
Yo.
And we got Donald Trump Jr.
Woo!
He's on the phone.
Yes.
Probably being told not to do our show.
Yes. I heard him saying something like, "Why shouldn't I, Dad?" I don't know.
I heard something about you stomping on a cake.
They're telling me to pull out.
Oh, another update on the kitchen thing. My wife just wrote, I took a little video. She was like, what is this? Listen to the first hour today. What is this? Then a giant smile. Okay, see, it's a wonderful gift. Wonderful. Can you relate to putting... No, you can't relate. Why am I going to even say that?
Wait, come on, let's hear it.
Putting, toys together for your kids?
It's a disaster. Yes, well, listen, we
even Donald Trump Jr. has to deal with this.
We're builders. So, I grew up doing landscaping, grew up building, I could put up sheetrock, I could do these kind of things. I mean, that's the way we were sort of raised.
Yeah.
Right? You start from the bottom up, and that way, when you're eventually telling someone to do something, you actually know what it entails, and you can judge accordingly. But
But
it's
the
not even
toys-
putting the toys together. It's getting them the hell out of the packaging.
Yeah.
The packaging is like, it's almost like someone like did this to screw with me. And I have 5 kids. So it's a total disaster. I mean, Christmas morning is just not fun for me. It's a...
Yeah. It's a whole different world.
You don't just hire someone to do it? That's what I would do.
Well, my wife is listening. She's like, yeah, he's full of crap. I'm doing all of it. It's a tough thing. You can't, you don't hire someone to do that, right? It's there. You got a couple screwdrivers. Like, it's all real simple stuff, but it's tedious as hell. And
I got this kitchen set really fast, and we'll move on to other things. And
because there's nothing else more important, right?
And it was the box itself was like 60 or 70 pounds. I laid out the whole thing with the screws and everything, and every screw's labeled. And I look, and immediately I'm in a bad mood, and so my wife's a little mad at me because I'm like, this is what you do as a father. I'm like. And I was dead serious. I'm like, I think we got to hire someone to put this together.
I
started having a panic attack.
Because your time isn't worth.
No,
then
you look like an asshole. Because in the end, if you didn't put it together, you look like a complete dick.
But you're even worse when you're grumpy to your kids because you've been doing this for 3 hours and you're now pissed off, right? I mean, it's a catch-22.
Hire someone. I would say, look how much Daddy loves you. He spent his money to hire someone to do this right.
Yeah.
So there was a little tension in the house, but then my daughter's running in. She's so excited. My kid decided he had to help me by taking all the screws out, so now I don't even know what screw is what anymore. And then just to rub it in a little bit, I'm still bleeding through my thumb. I punctured my own thumb last night, and all of a sudden I just went to my little kid. I went, get mommy.
The worst is when they screw the stuff into the boxes, so you actually need a screwdriver just to take the stuff out of the box before you assemble it. I mean,
so you can relate to this.
I get it.
But have you ever had an injury? Poor Opie, look at his injury. It's like an Iraq war vet coming back. Gandolfini did a documentary with him.
I've been on enough. Like you should think I'm a normal enough guy by now to
I know you're a normal guy. That's one thing we like about you. So, but all right, I'm so glad you could relate to that shit.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
And then someone called up and said that you actually have to put swing sets together.
Not in the city, though.
No, thank God.
That's the one good thing about the city is you don't have to do that.
The guy told a story. He's like, they bought a swing set I had to put together in the middle of winter because these kids don't understand. They can't even use the swing set till the spring.
That's
you have
the worst.
To put it
Try
together
telling your 4-year-old like he's got to wait while the other toy gets assembled for the 3-year-old, and I mean all hell breaks loose.
Yeah,
it's good times.
I think I owe you an apology.
What'd you do?
Well, you came in right around when your dad was announcing. And I looked you right in the eye and I said, your dad does not have a chance. I couldn't help myself.
I remember.
And I saw the look on your face and I was like, oh boy.
Well, it's not so much that. It's that I know my father, and if you want him to succeed at something, tell him he can't do it.
Yeah.
He's that kind of personality. He'll just go out there and do it.
But that was my gut reaction. I'm like, this is all fun and stuff, and he'll enjoy the processing and doing this, but I'm like, he doesn't have a shot. And you gave me a look like, oh boy, you have no idea what my father's capable of doing.
But by the way, the one thing where you're wrong again is that it's not fun. I mean, it's a lot of work.
He seems like he's having a blast.
The campaign I mean, he is because that's the way he is. I mean, no one's going to outwork or out-energy him.
Yeah.
But, man, watching the process, even from afar, because, again, we have a pretty big business we still got to run, too. I mean, it is a thankless process. I mean, he's on the plane every day going somewhere to, give a speech in front of 40,000 people. It is crazy. I wouldn't wish the process on my worst enemy. I mean, anyone who goes through it deserves respect because it's crazy.
And he never put a toy together for you guys, right?
I think he'd be capable of it, but he was probably less of that kind of. It was better management, let's say.
And he likes the attention. He loves the attention out there, even though it's a lot of hard work.
Well, he's doing what he needs to do. I mean, he has to get out there, right? I mean, he's doing what it is, and it's a tough process, though.
And his numbers are not going down.
Because I think people can relate to him. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, people, they don't look at him like, sort of the Bernie Madoffs of the world. I mean, he's a real guy, and, whether it was the show or just sort of his persona over the years, they relate to him. He's sort of like, okay, we know he's going to say something tough, but he means it, and we believe what he says, and he sort of follows through on his stuff, unlike sort of these career politicians. And they're like, well, he's a politician now. Saying, he's been a politician for 3 months. He's reacting to this, and there's a movement. I mean, people are fed up of the, career politicians who promise a lot, none of which have ever really done anything other than be politicians. You know, it's really easy to say, well, I would do this and I would do that. It's another thing building a business from the ground up and, you know, and creating something.
He's forcing everyone to show their personalities more.
Oh, yeah.
And then you realize, wow, they don't really have a lot of personality because they're trying. Like Jeb Bush is now trying. And
oh, really?
You know, and you can't.
Oh, they're all trying to
and Hillary, like, you know, I love when, you know, their own teams are like, and now you're going to see the new and vibrant, exciting Hillary. It's like, you guys know that. You've had enough guests on. Like, there's certain things you can't fake. You can't fake that, you know, without being just.
We've known Hillary Clinton all our lives, obviously, right? When that debate was going on the other night, I finally saw the real Hillary for the first fucking time. And it was when Bernie Sanders was like, enough about your damn emails, or whatever he said. And the reaction she had, I'm like, that's the actual Hillary Clinton.
Yeah,
right there. That's not protected. Where she was laughing and having a good time with it. I'm like, wow, that's Hillary.
Yeah, but then the rest of it sort of rote memorization.
Then it went right back.
You know what I mean?
It then went right back
let's race as far left as we possibly can so we get the nomination, and then we're going to become centrists again in 6 months.
Well, she's got a cakewalk to the nomination.
I think so. I mean,
Bernie Sanders, he's got a, you know, people are going to his rallies and really believe in him, but he's too radical
to actually
I'm an
be
American. The president.
I'm sitting here like, wait a minute, a socialist is actually giving someone a run for the money? Like, it's crazy.
Here's why people like him. The same reason that people like your father. Even though he's a career politician, at least people feel like there's something genuine about him. Yeah. And it's like, I would never vote for Bernie Sanders because he's way too far in that direction. Yeah. But at least he seems like he's an honest guy and he believes what he says.
Yes, and I agree with that. At the same time, you know, he's talking about Putin. Putin's going to regret going into Crimea. Like, how naive are you? Like, you know, I sent out this tweet, and of course, you know, the Twitter sphere blows up. What could you possibly know about anything? I was like, listen, if there's one thing Putin's never going to regret, it's going into Crimea, right? It gives him a big port to ship his oil that he doesn't have to worry about these landlines and pipes. You know, the Twitter sphere blows up. What could you possibly know? You know, 2 minutes later, Garry Kasparov, basically, you know,
yes, of course,
the chess champion, sends almost the identical tweet. I was like, okay, but then I send that to someone, and they're like, "Who's Garry Kasparov?" So
he's a Twitter hack.
The Twitter activism, the Twitter activism is a little bit crazy. But like the fact that Bernie Sanders doesn't know that Vladimir Putin isn't going to regret doing anything that Vladimir Putin does. He's going to go in there. He's going to take it over.
Take his shirt off.
This is a guy that you couldn't put him in front of Vladimir Putin and negotiate. The guy, it'd be like playing with a baby. Like he'd be laughing.
Yeah.
And the fact that this guy is a viable contender for the Democratic nomination and doesn't even understand that concept that this guy's going to regret anything, like it's just laughable to me. I mean, it's actually scary.
Some would say that about your father because he's never really been in politics.
Yeah, but not being in politics. Listen, he negotiates big deals for breakfast. You know, bigger than these guys, and he actually has a stake in the game. You know, if a politician negotiates these deals, well, hey, guess what? You know, worst case scenario, it doesn't work out. They probably still get reelected and get a second term. If he doesn't work out, he loses hundreds of millions of dollars. I mean, there's a big difference.
I enjoyed Bernie Sanders in the debate. I felt the burn. I felt the burn a little bit.
Yeah. I
enjoyed him because he spoke his mind.
I get
Another
that,
guy
but like, I just don't think these are credible. I mean, at least 3 of the people didn't even belong on the stage.
It was unbelievable.
I mean, it's almost embarrassing. Right. I'm sitting there like, I would have had a better shot at the Democratic
nod. Who's Webb, the guy in the Vietnam vet? Jim
Webb's a Republican. I mean, I was like, you're a Republican. It's almost like he's confused about which debate he was going on.
Webb doesn't have a shot. The guy that looks like Steve Ducey. What's his name again?
Lincoln Chafee.
Thank you. I forgot his name already.
Yeah. He basically admitted that he voted on a big deal, not even knowing what the hell he was voting on.
What was that vote? Because he kept saying, my father just died. Like he was trying to make excuses.
One of the bank reform things, I think. I don't even remember.
And Anderson Cooper was really good. I thought Anderson Cooper held him to it. He's like, well, what do you mean? You're saying that you voted on something? Right. Well, and Anderson didn't want to hear his stupid excuse.
I don't disagree with that.
And then Martin O'Malley doesn't really have a shot. And so it's Hillary's. It's Hillary's, unless Joe Biden gets in the race. Which
it'd be interesting. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of ads. I mean, I find it hard pressed that someone doesn't know more than we all know right now, given the amount of ad spend that they're putting out there right now.
Right. I think he's just waiting for his spot, because if he wasn't going to do it, he would have said he wasn't doing it by now.
Correct. And I think he's so gaffe prone. I think he's probably trying to avoid as many of these kind of things as possible, just to come in and be more credible and have less time to sort of blow it.
Got to give Hillary a run for her money, man. She's just walking to the nomination. There's no. This is our choice on that side.
It's not very solid.
What the hell happened? These are the most qualified guys for the Democrats.
Yeah, so Donald, who are you voting for?
I got to figure that out. I got to weigh out the policies and really, get into detail. I'm voting for someone that I think is going to get something done and actually change it. And the way I look at it is, as a worst case scenario, it's going to change the landscape of the way that people look at politicians. They're going to actually hold them to something and show that, hey, you don't have to be a career guy to create a movement. And it's just different. I mean, I think Americans are fed up of the same old, and that's all we've got.
Well, that's what crap they are. Is like he comes in, they're all changing their personalities. It's like that's like if a guy like Bill Clinton was running, like Bill Clinton would not be changing his personality. These guys are all changing their personality. They have such a no sense of who they really are. They're all just trying to match what he's doing.
They're trying to match who they feel the left, the far left, who's really actively involved in this stage in the game. Who that person, I mean, you look at everyone, I mean, even the debate, it's almost like from the 2008 and 2012 positions, I mean, everyone's scrambling far left, and then all of a sudden they'll become more centrist.
No, I mean the Republicans too. I mean, all the candidates.
I don't disagree with that. There's an element of that to the right as well.
Oh, man, everyone is so frustrated they can't get attention like your dad on the Republican side. The whole thing to me is hilarious.
Because they're true. I mean, you read, what was it? I think Page 6 yesterday or today talking about, the Bush family's really upset with Donald Trump because he said Jeb's low energy. It's like, he could have said a lot worse about Jeb, but he is. Like, what do you want? Like, and so they're going to pick up the phones and really get people excited about Jeb. Like,
it's one of the funniest things I've heard in the past year, because what makes it so funny, now you see Jeb Bush and he's trying to bring up his energy and it's not working.
Like I said,
because your dad got in his head.
He's in his head. It's like a puppet master, you know what I mean? Like, and they're all reacting to it. They're all and they're not good at it. You just can't fake that. Like, guys can't do what you guys do on a daily basis and get up there and sort of call people. It's just not their thing.
And every time your dad's, those cameras go live every single time he's ready to talk, and the rest of these guys cannot get any cameras on him.
It's just different. I mean, this
is really amazing. This whole thing is pretty amazing.
Like I said, when we spoke, I guess last time it was June, right? So it was like, hey, what's going to really happen with this thing? Is it again? And it's gotten very real very quick. And it's been, it's been real.
Did it surprise your dad how real it got?
Listen, I think he's, always sort of amazed with it. I mean, that said, he's also a very confident guy, right? He believes in himself. I think that's why he's able to do these things. So, I mean, success is nothing new for him, but this is a totally different arena. But I think him being himself is playing well with people. It's just working.
And why can't we get him on the phone? I mean, when he needs us for
honestly, right now, I can't get him on the phone because he's just,
but when he has to promote The Apprentice, we're taking his phone calls.
Because, that's then his full-time job for, a few weeks, along with the other businesses. And I mean, the great thing about this now, I mean, he's sort of, him doing this is sort of a great validation to us that he trusts us enough to run a lot of the business, because it's not exactly a small business.
He owes us a phone call.
A phone call.
Yes.
We'll make that happen.
Know how much nonsense we promoted for him over the years, and now he's running for president. He can't call us.
You've had sort of a good frenemy relationship. Like, there's like a love-hate, just depending on the day.
I love your dad.
I've been supporting him for this, at least, because I like the fact that the other guys hate him so much, and he's driving them crazy.
Yeah,
just walking in and making all this noise, and none of them know how to react to it. That's how they stink.
Well, they all feel like it's their turn. Like they've all paid their dues in the political spectrum, and therefore no one else should even have a shot. And that's part of the flaw in the system.
He got heckled last night, I think. We have the clip.
I didn't see it. Honestly, we'll get the clips as well, like you guys do, and it's like I can't even read them all. There's just
and then there was a heckler, and then I think there was a little fight at the rally last night.
How bad do you want to be like the first son, though? That's got to be a great possibility.
You know what? It's interesting. I thought about it a lot. I mean, there's something very cool about him doing it for us. Like, I think, other than, hey, it's cool for him, I think it'd be great for the country. It's tough because, we're used to being able to function in a business world where, hey, you have a success, they talk about it. Like, now 90%, everyone just wants to talk about one bad deal, 15, that's the problem with actually having a track record like he has, right? No one else has a track record. When Obama ran, no one knew anything about Obama, right? He was a half-term senator. He was a community organizer. Great. But if you're a business guy and been a successful guy, hey, guess what? Even the most successful guy has some bad deals in somewhere around. And so you go around now and someone must be, 15 years ago, it's like, of course, well, what about the 50 successes in the last 2 weeks? So, it is annoying when it's just, you you're working your ass off trying to build something, trying to create more with the incredible platform and they just want to talk about some nonsense that's totally irrelevant. So it's a difficult spot because they're just looking to slam the guy in the front.
Sorry, Don. Isn't part of that though that he doesn't have a voting record? Like with each other, they can attack the other politicians' voting records, but with him, there really is no voting record. So the only thing they can kind of ask him about is the business record.
Yes and no. I mean, there's no official voting record, but it's not like he's been a wallflower his whole life. I mean, I think he's come out and he's been pretty vocal about decisions. And by the way, not just on the Republican side. I mean, he was certainly no fan of George W. Bush when he was in office, and a lot of the decisions that he made, whether it be about the Iraq War and some of the continued stuff. I mean, he's not this sort of ultra partisan guy. I mean, he is a conservative, obviously, but I think he understands both sides of that. And these guys are just so used to sticking to a party line, and I think that resonates with people.
Well, he can't build that wall, though. That's going to be ridiculous. How much money that would cost? Yeah,
honestly, probably a lot less than some of the alternatives that, in terms of dealing with this. And again, he got a lot of flack for that because people sort of took a 3-minute soundbite and they cut out the convenient 5 seconds. When he's talking about illegal immigration, everyone's like, well, I'm an immigrant. I was like, yeah, my mom's an immigrant. Like, what are you talking about? He's not, there's a way to do things right and there's a way to do things wrong. And you look at the debate the other night, it's like, well, everyone who's here illegally, we should be giving them health care and we should be giving them education. And they're like, wait, guys, we're doing a crappy job of giving our own kids education. And now you're going to pile everyone all over the world who could possibly come in here and say, hey, we're going to now take care of them. We got to take care of ourselves a little bit first. And if we can't give our own kids a decent education, that's a freaking problem.
We should start there, right?
Yeah.
Are you working on the campaign at all?
No. Between the campaign finance rules and everything like that, there's sort of a very fine, there's Chinese walls there. So, listen, the business is always going to be what I'm interested in. And, the fact that he's able to step away and do this is a great, I guess, testament to myself, my siblings, whatever, that he trusts us enough to do it because it is something he spent the last 35 years building. It's, and
you don't talk to him? You don't talk to him that much?
Oh, well, we do, but it's not, he's gone all the time. I mean, we'll still talk to him, but he's a great sounding board, but it's a little tougher now because, he's all over the place.
You got to sell everything while he's away and then just invest in...
hey, by the way, I made myself a 50% partner and we just sold. Congratulations.
I invested in a jam factory. What?
Just sell buildings all over the world.
I want equity and then I want you to buy me out.
Right. Oh, my God.
Can I ask you a dumb question?
Sure.
Like, I don't know anything about politics, but is it weird or ever embarrassing seeing your dad on TV and stuff? Because, my dad will give a wedding toast, and I'm like, oh, shit. This fucking dork, he's trying to make a joke, and it's brutal, and it bombs.
I think it's a little different. Listen, and I get that for the average guy, that's their idea of hell. I mean, I think, public speaking is, number one or two, most feared. It's more feared than snakes.
Than death.
And death, he's good at it. He fills crowds. I mean, when the average politician goes, they're hoping to get 20 people in a room, he'll fill up, where the Mavericks play.
That one was unbelievable.
It's just a little different. And he does it so naturally. And he doesn't do it with teleprompters. So, he gets up and he speaks his mind. And
so you're never you're never cringing or,
listen, again, I believe in the message. I believe in where he's trying to go. And I believe it's what's probably very important for this country to go because if we don't change the system now, we're going to be in trouble. We already are, arguably.
Who do you think could be a good vice president for him?
I don't know. There's a lot of people. I guess it depends on.
Give us some names.
I don't know. It's too early to tell.
Give us one. Let's make some fucking.
You guys are looking for that soundbite that's going to be held. That's the problem. If I talk about business, I can say something. Then someone else will take it. I'll see it on AP, and they'll say it's an endorsement.
Right.
It's an endorsement.
It'd be great if it was like a Mexican guy with a sombrero. Go all out.
That could be interesting.
That lady that came running out, all excited that she loves Trump, the Hispanic.
Well,
woman.
listen, it's interesting.
And then the mainstream press, they were hammering everybody in your dad's campaign, saying that was a setup, right? And they were interviewing her, trying to get her to say that was set up ahead of time, and she didn't. Well,
and by the way, then there's a lot of those. You saw the one the other night. I don't even know what it was about, but she was a Bush staffer. So these guys are just some guys.
Yes, she heckled him or something, or
tried.
she asked a question.
I think tried and it didn't work. And that's the difference. When those people, one of the movements, whatever it was, when Bernie Sanders was giving a speech, two women got up on stage and they basically forced him off stage. it was his speech, and like he was able to get pushed around and manhandled by two random women who wanted to talk about what they wanted to talk about. Like, is that like it's not very presidential? I mean, if you can't stand your ground with two,
Black
activist women that I don't even know. I remember reading about it at the time, and it's like, wow, like this guy's going to lead the country and the free world. Like it's a little scary.
I can't hold the podium.
Yeah,
I can't mention Trump in my house because I got a few of them.
But you know what?
Working around in my house, and I brought it up once, and the looks they gave me, I'm like, okay.
But you know, it's interesting that you say that.
I want my house cleaned properly, so I'm going to shut that fuck up now.
It's interesting.
Is he turning that around at all?
Well, I'll say this. We obviously have a lot of guys working on job sites, working with greets. We have, people, just employees throughout. And I've had people say, I see their husband, and I'm like, they're like, Don, can I speak to you for a second? I'm like, oh, God. Like, I got to listen. Like, because, I get it. Yeah. I get both sides of the argument. I'm not naive to that. But, these are people that have gone through the process and done it legal. And he's like, I'm totally voting for your father. I was like, wow, was not expecting that. I really was. And what it is he's like, I went through a process, and now I'm competing against these guys who can undercut me because they're not paying taxes, they're not contributing to the system, they're not doing this. And he's like, it actually sucks for me. I mean, and so this is a guy that's then a legal citizen or a resident and he's done it right. He's like, there is a process, and I went through it for years, and it's difficult. And so these guys are saying, yeah, a lot of this is nonsense. And again, it wasn't when I was suspected. Same thing in New York. I'll be at some small hole in the wall restaurant with my wife eating dinner, and I'll get like some real New York old lady coming up, and I'm like, oh boy, this what are you? And I'm saying, oh crap, yeah, I am. How's it going? Really nice to meet. She's like, I love your father, and I'm like, what?
New Yorkers in general love your father.
Yeah, but it's a really liberal. This is someone who's probably never voted Republican in their lives, but
it's a very democratic city.
And she's like basically saying, and it's happened a couple dozen times, and each time I'm expecting all hell to break loose, and I'm going to have to be defensive or just suck it up, and not my style really. And she's saying, hey, you know what? I love the message. It's about time. He's actually right. And this person's basically talking. I was like, I've never voted Republican in my life, and yet I get what he's saying, and there's a lot of truth to it.
Does this drive you crazy on some level, though? Like, like JFK Jr., eventually, that's why he started to fly, because people wouldn't stop talking to him about his dad. And it's like, sometimes you just want to live and not have your father mentioned to you.
You know what? I've been relatively lucky with it. Yes, I get it. But it's also part of the territory. It's part of the job. I mean, part of my job is the brand, right? And the brand is being out there.
Yeah.
I'm lucky in that I'm sort of a low-key enough guy. On the weekends that I throw on, jeans and a t-shirt and I can, and a baseball cap, and I can sort of disappear into the crowds. You get some people, you usually, walking down the street, you'll get the look, and it's like, and by the time they figure it out, I'm half a block away. And, so it's not as bad. In a suit, it's different. I mean, so luckily I've been able to make that transition. And what I do on the weekends, I get out of the city. I'm not really, I'm sort of a loner.
I'm thinking Governor Christie as the vice president. He doesn't have any traction in this race.
He's polling too low, though.
Well, and that's some of the problem. I mean, when you have these debates, you have 15 people on stage, about 10 of which are polling at exactly 0%. It's just
1% and below. Christie's at 1%. Is that true?
I thought
and that's up from 0, but because
that's all he's got.
Yeah, it's just too many people right now.
That's
too much noise.
28%.
28's low in most of the polls.
I wouldn't surprise me if your father took Carly Fiorina, because that would cancel out some of the Hillary factor, people who want to see a woman in the White House, and as long as she has a good. But then again, she's not a career politician.
I think you need a career politician.
Maybe. Yeah, you're right.
How could be?
I just corrected myself. You're right.
I look at the rest of that group, and I'm like,
Rubio
could be interesting.
Rubio, you heard it here first. Donald Trump Jr. is saying Rubio.
I don't recall exactly saying. I said it could be interesting because you're
Plus, if you remember Rubio at the debates, he's funny, good sense of humor. His water bottle jokes, that guy's hilarious. Wins people over.
That was so uncomfortable.
We love some self-deprecation, so it's good. But
all right, let's say your dad becomes president.
Yeah.
What is the one thing you want to see?
Ooh.
See, for me, it would be the basement of the White House.
Oh, I actually want to see. I thought you meant like maybe the one change I'd like to see in the country.
No, like that weird shit, like Area 51. Do you want to actually see an alien? You know they have them somewhere.
I probably wouldn't have access, but I think it'd be cool to hang out at like Camp David or something like that. It just seems like it'd be cool place given the history there. And I'm an outdoors kind of guy, and between
I want to tour the basement. You got to think
the basement got to be cool.
All that weird stuff they decide. We don't need.
Well, I'm a shooter, as you guys know, and so to go down and do some shooting with the Secret Service down there, and I know a lot of the guys there, from the New York thing have got to do that. But doing it in the White House would be pretty cool because I think they have a range there. So
in the White House,
I think so.
Kevin in Jersey. Speaking of shooting. We got a lot of heat on you and shooting in recent months. Go ahead, Kevin.
Hey, boys. How are you this morning?
All right.
Hi, Kevin.
Hey,
Hi.
So, just a quick question, and I'm not sure if it's Donald Trump Jr. or his brother, I believe, but there was that article in the paper with the big game hunting and a picture of, I think it was Donald Trump Jr., with the elephant's tail, the bloody elephant's tail holding it up. So my question is, why would you go after an elephant and kill, an elephant, and are you still doing big game hunting?
Yeah, no, listen, I still hunt. I've always been a hunter. It's, something that I've done for a long time. I mean, that is, to go to people who don't get it, when you talk about it, if you look in the last, 3 months, the New York Times has done 2 big articles because of that stuff that came out with Cecil the Lion and everything like that. And they've done talking about how good it is for the economy, how good it is for conservation. Because in Africa, and people who haven't been there and don't see it, over there, an elephant will feed villages for weeks, and it all gets used. Nothing gets wasted in Africa. And when you talk about the money that hunters end up spending that goes into those economies, even the New York Times, which is about as liberal and far left as you can get, is doing things like, holy crap, some of these places are getting destroyed. And beyond that, all of that money goes to fund the anti-poaching leagues that prevent the people from going in and doing damage because, it's hard to look at something as a commodity, but if it doesn't have any value, say elephants in Africa, they end up destroying people's crops. They end up doing this. You go around there and they'll kill a cow and just put poison on it to kill all the lions because it's killing their cattle. It's destroying this. It's killing people. I mean, I've been in Africa in the fields and you find a bloody shoe and it's like, okay, someone got attacked walking from the river back to the village. It's very different. I mean, this stuff keeps people employed, and that's, the tail thing is one of those things. It's a 200-year-old tradition back from the old ivory hunters. It meant possession of the ivory. So these guys, when we got it down, and you're with local game scouts, you're with trackers. I mean, they're like, no, you have to do this because this is it meant a lot for them. It wasn't a picture that I put out there. Someone, found it somewhere and hacked the computer, whatever.
But the money, I'm sorry to interrupt, but the money that they get from it definitely helps. But why not just donate that money? Hold on, I ask this to everybody. It's like it's almost like the same logic as it doesn't make it better if you. And this is a bad example, but say you can't hit a woman and then say, well, I donated to a domestic violence shelter. Now I know the difference between those things, but the money to me being paid for it is just the excuse to go and do it. And hunting is one thing, but big game hunting or trophy hunting, I think, is a totally different mentality and a different motive.
Well, it's also, but listen again, if everything's being used, if the meat's being used, it's not like you're just going and killing and nothing's happening with it. I mean, I think they're very big distinctions, and people even talk about the trophy hunting, and it's not really like that. It's a difficult thing to explain to people who haven't done it, but I've been there enough to sort of know the difference, and I do a lot of local hunting. I donate a lot of that food to the hunters feeding the homeless, and from deer hunting, and I'll take a couple of good cuts that I like because I love venison, I love the meat, and like I said, hunting's been good to me. It's kept me out of a lot of other trouble I would have gotten into growing up. Because when you're going to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning in a tree stand, it's a much better way to spend it.
People over the years have said to me and us, it's like you guys are friends with Donald Trump Jr., but you never bring up that trophy hunting with him.
No, we've brought it up. We've had the conversation.
I personally hate trophy hunters.
I get it.
Or not the person, but the act. Obviously, I never understood that one at all.
And why an elephant?
Listen, it's one of those things. If you're into that, you're into that, and it's again, if you're never going to explain. It's like a lot of politics, right? You're never going to get someone to understand or what it is. But I mean, again, if the New York Times can talk about the benefits of it relative to there's got to be some upside. And we talk about hey, why not donate the money? Because people typically don't do that, right? It's just like they say, well, go on a photo safari. It's like, well, the difference between the hunters and the photo safari is the photo safari guys go spend $1,000 and they're there for a week. The hunters are spending substantially more than that, and
how much?
The motives.
It just depends on what you're doing. I mean,
let's say you go over there. He just
the guy just hung up. Maybe he's just an listen.
You could be between guys can go over there and, hunt like deer type animals, antelope and impala and these kind of things and, be in for $5,000 to $10,000. And then you got other guys going all the way that can do a safari that's $250,000.
$250,000.
You're talking about real money for some of the
that is real money for that area.
And
I've
all
also
of those,
heard,
and then the tips go. I mean,
wait. So, because a lot of people have, taken me to task on this. So I've tried to do a little research, and they're like, a lot of these animals to the locals, they're like rats and pigeons to us.
Like I said, lions to the locals,
hate them.
If they don't have a value because they're not making money for it.
But to us,
they're like sitting there and be like, we want to get rid of them because they're killing their cattle. Yeah. They're preying on themselves. Like it's not like, we look at it, it's a big majestic animal. I get it, but for them, they're saying, holy crap. So
I've heard that part of
the
this.
hunting. And by the way, I've seen it. I've come across it in the wild where you'll find, a dead buffalo or something that a lion killed. These people will come and they'll pour poison on the buffalo, hoping that the lion comes back and eats the poison. Not only does it then kill the lion, it kills the foxes, it kills the servals, it kills the raptors and stuff like that will come feed on the carrion. It's a very different thing. So, it's all government regulated as best as it can be. So they're keeping populations in check. They're keeping numbers, at reasonable levels, so it's sustainable within the food chain. But they're also preventing sort of the mass destruction of these things. And same thing with elephants, by the way, because a group of elephants will take out a crop in minutes.
But the Africans can hunt though. It's like they don't need Americans to go over there. It's like I understand. Again, I understand
the money though.
That's
don't.
what it's about.
Yeah.
They can take care of that themselves. It's Africa. They certainly know how to hunt animals. They don't need us to do
it's
it.
not as it's not regulated because you're talking about villages where there's very little. You know what I mean? These guys can't just go out and say, well, there's an elephant herd that. Well, by the way, if the elephant herd shows up, these are migratory animals, right? 30 of them end up in their crops. Guess what? By the time they even figure it out, the whole field could be gone. I mean, that's their.
Do you feel like they could regulate it better
themselves? Probably not. I think it'd be very hard. And then you just have basically a government expense where they'd send people to go culling. Effectively, go out and just shoot a bunch of stuff from a helicopter, and it's an expense, not a profit center. And again, like I said, it's tough to talk about something like a commodity. I get it.
Yeah.
But, the reality of the situation is, there's a lot of things that are tough to talk about in the world. But
yeah, you've invited me to go shoot and stuff, and that's
or fishing even. And I do a lot of fly fishing.
I could fish, but I can't.
Why?
Hunt.
What's the difference? Was it?
It's something I never was able to do.
Yeah, I think a big part of the outrage.
I fucking make sure bugs leave my house in one piece.
Oh, come on, really?
I'm a pussy with
you know what?
shit.
Listen, I grew up in New York, so I have a lot of friends that have done that, and because, again, like I said, the outdoors has been really good to me. It's kept me out of a lot of trouble, and so every year I'll take a couple friends that are like city guys, and they're like, I'd never do it, and I'll take them up, and we'll go skeet shooting one time, and get them sort of used to it, and take them up and go do like a bird hunt or something like that, and literally not one of them has ever said, like, that wasn't the coolest day I've ever had in my life.
I would imagine it would be.
It's one of those, once you get exposed to it, you realize it's not this, like, savage thing that, people try to make it out.
Some guy going and shooting a lion with an arrow just to say he did it is different than somebody who's hunting. Like Joe Rogan's a buddy of mine. He hunts.
Yeah, Joe
and he'll always, he shows these tapes of himself making the meat. Like, he's a guy who hunts it and he strips it and he fucking eats it.
I do that too. You know what I mean? So, I do that too. I shoot, it's bow season right now in New York State.
But that stuff is different to me.
Yeah.
I'm not shitting on hunters. I get it. I eat meat, so look, you do something I can't do. I'm talking about the difference. We all know the difference between that and shooting a lion with an arrow just to come back and tell yourself that you did it. It's a different thing.
Fair enough. Like I said, again, there's two sides. I'm not going to argue it forever because it's one of those very sensitive things for very people, and then it's an equally sensitive people for the people who are hunters. So it's one of those. Listen, I'm a hunter. I haven't backed away from that. And
well, I'm glad we brought it up because people are like, oh, you're backing down on Donald Trump Jr. You don't mention that.
By the way, we've discussed it.
I've told you, and I've told them that. I go, we have absolutely talked about that with Donald Trump Jr. So. You explained a little further to me.
Yeah,
and the one thing I did learn was the fact that they do look at these animals differently. We look at them like, oh, look at that amazing lion. Who could ever hurt that lion?
A lot of people, again, again, it's even different between rural and in the cities, right? In the cities, oh, great, because they're not dealing with it, the sort of the downside or the negative effects of those. And
that's one thing that we actually do right, though, I'll say. Like, we look at a lot of things twisted and fucked up as America. Sure. But you look at the way the tribal warfare is there and the things they do to each other.
No kidding.
They look at human life a lot differently, too. So the fact that they don't value animal life it doesn't matter because they remove clitorises, the sexual barbarism in war. I mean, they do stuff a little bit differently
than we do here.
And a lot of these
places, they're great. I mean, I've had great times with some of these guys, and in the villages, and you go and and for me, that's the way to see a country. Like I don't go to if you go to Zimbabwe, you don't go to Harare and go like getting out in the bush and like actually hanging out like that. It's a really cool experience to be able to do that with them, and the hunting culture even there is very deep.
Take a look at the animals from a Jeep.
I watched some of those videos, and believe me, they're not pleasant creatures. No, you watch them chewing on a buffalo who's stuck in the mud. Like, oh, what the fuck? I watched a video. There were lions were eating the buffalo's ass out alive. They were pulling his intestines through his. They
What?
Zero.
They don't. They give zero fucks.
Zero.
When you see Mother Nature in action, it can be pretty brutal.
Very, very
as
ugly.
beautiful as she can be pretty brutal as well.
Yeah,
that's the reality of it. Yes. All right. There you go. We asked him again.
Yes, again. So that now we have it covered on the record. So I'll get my usual hate mail from 100 people, and then it'll die down.
I still can't go hunting with you.
I understand.
We'll do some fly
fishing. Okay.
It's fly fishing season too.
It's still going on. Yeah, I got a couple more weeks. I'll probably be up there this weekend.
I got to call Rich.
Yeah,
our pal Rich.
And I'm amazed you guys didn't bring up SNL yet.
That's right. He's hosting.
I'm shocked. Actually, that's what I was expecting.
No, we're getting to it.
Yeah, November 7th.
November 7th, your dad is hosting SNL. And that's a big thing because, supposedly NBC said they would never work with your dad again or whatever the fuck it was.
That's right.
Hey, as you guys can attest to better than anyone, what's the only thing that matters? Ratings.
Yep.
Everyone's an activist until they don't have ratings, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah, that's why I'm here.
That's right. To take us back down to earth.
Yeah.
But, that's going to be fun. I mean, he's done it before. And
never hosted though.
Yeah, he hosted in 2004.
He hosted.
Oh, by the way, the clips are amazing. Like because again, he's a regular guy. And by the way, when you're not an actor, that is a tough job.
Yeah. Oh, I bet.
When you're not, it is a different deal. But he'll do a phenomenal job.
It seems like it's tough for even people who are good actors because it's like
how many people have you seen choke on that? Where it's like, whoa,
oh yeah,
and obviously because it's him and his persona. I mean, they're not just doing random skits. I mean, they're doing skits, poking fun at him, and he's the Daryl Hammond. It's pretty good.
What do you say to the guys that call him a carnival barker? Was it Martin O'Malley the last one during the debate? He said something like that.
Yeah, well, listen,
your dad didn't bite. He didn't react to that, but
because it's not worth it. You know why? Because he's doing that. Martin O'Malley's doing that to be relevant. No one's heard of Martin O'Malley before the other night.
Such a prepared statement. Like I saw that as, oh my god, the guy knew he was going to say that to try to get some, some heat.
Yeah, when you're in the lead, everyone's going to throw arrows at you, right? So you're going to get that from all sides. And so, yeah, great. He's a carnival barker. The difference is, how much would you give to be in his shoes right now, O'Malley? Give me a break. Such a carnival barker that he's leading, and you're doing zero. So.
That really is a weird insult to Americans too, because that's like saying, "Hey, he's a carnival barker," and none of us see it, but you do. Like you're so much smarter than the rest of us. You see him for what he is, but all these people who like him in the polls are idiots. There's real arrogance to that. Too.
Yeah, that doesn't help your case.
I look at some of these guys. What have you done in the real world? Like,
Trump handles hecklers, calls Bernie Sanders a maniac.
Maniac.
He talks to them the way he talks
to them like you're having a conversation. I mean, it's
no, but he insults them the way you want to see them insulted. He talks about them the way you want to finally see someone talk about them. They're all too polite to each other, and it's fake. I like the fact that he kind of addresses them the way they should be addressed.
And if you're gonna hit, you should hit hard, right?
Yeah. Listen, that's the thing. I mean, when you look at the. He's not someone that's going to pull punches, and that's the difference. And in the problems that you're dealing with in the world, you can't have someone that's looking for the PC. How are we going to handle this without possibly offending the 0.00002% of the population that could be affected? Like,
the one thing that's coming out with your dad's campaign, he's proven that this country is sick of the political correctness.
100%. And by the way, to me, it's one of the biggest problems in the country. I mean, we're trying so hard. Like, it feels like every week, if I want to talk about someone, I got to ask, well, how do I say that today? Because it changed. Because someone said it's so inefficient. It's so ridiculous. When you look at just the way things have to be, like, come on, can't we all be big boys and just have a conversation?
And girls.
And yes, of course. Put our big girl panties on and walk. It's so ridiculous to me. I mean, I look at it at business, and when you talk about guys will literally sit there in the middle of a sentence, be like, "I know where they're going." Everyone knows where they're going. Everyone agrees, but they're thinking how they have to say it so as to possibly, not get called out on it. It's nuts.
What's your relationship with Hillary Clinton? Your dad's relationship? Because it seemed like they were close, and didn't she go to your dad's wedding?
He went to the wedding. I mean, Bill's played golf at our, country club for years. I mean, listen,
and he's
there's
donated,
a relationship there because when you're in business, you have to deal with politicians. So when people say, like, he's never dealt with politicians, what is he? It's like, please, no, he's dealt with more politicians than
close?
politicians. I wouldn't say close. Listen, there's
because he donated to our campaign.
I don't know that anyone in that world is close, right? Everyone's looking for a mutual thing, right? Then a donor wants this, and then this, and that. It's the way it works over there. So yeah, no, I don't think he's been shy. He's donated to both sides, all right? I mean, when you live in New York State and you're building in here, you can't not donate to Democrats if you want to get anything done because, they're a part of the process. And if everyone thinks that, those things don't matter, they're wrong and are naive to how the system really works.
That backfired on them. It backfired on them when they criticized him for that, too, because he had answers like, yeah, I gave him money, and that's how you treat politicians. I have my own money. No one can do that to me.
But it hasn't backfired because he's also not going out there raising money. He's funding his own campaign, so he's like, I'm not beholden to these clowns.
It backfired on the people who were criticizing him.
Oh, correct. Yeah.
It backfired on the people who were criticizing him because he had a response for it. And the response made sense, like, yeah, this is how you deal with these people, but I can't be bought. It was the same attraction to Bloomberg. He has his own money. You can't buy this guy. It was the same attraction to Ross Perot. Like, there's guys that you can't be influenced by special interest financially, which kind of is like, I like that.
Well, and the difference is he's gotten traction with it. A lot of guys can't pull that off because it doesn't feel genuine. I mean, when he's funding his own campaign, it's much more real.
How much has he spent?
It's a lot.
Do you know about?
I'm going to guess. I'm
going to
guess $1 million.
No, more than that.
More than that.
Well, listen, and by the way, and now you got to remember all these other guys that are getting people to stroke, $5 million checks to their, super PACs that, their best friends are running. And of course, there's a Chinese wall and no one's ever talking of, usual nonsense. Once they start then spending that money trying to attack the guy in the lead, it's just, that's how that system works, and it's broken. They're going to spend $200 million trying to make my father look terrible by going, 50 years back because he actually has a track record in the real world, unlike any of these clowns.
I got a follow-up question. So you're not going to tell us how much money he's spending, but are you sitting there going, that's my money?
No, honestly, it's my money. No, it's his money.
I know.
And, I was never raised that way. Like, I'm not the kind of guy that said, I really am looking forward for him to drop dead because that's when I'm going to have mine. Like, it's not my style. Like, it's not my personality. We'll go out there, we work our ass off, we earn.
You've carved your own career path.
And I'm actually a pretty simple guy. Like, it doesn't take all that much to keep me happy. So it's it's not like one of these things like, I can't wait to get the orange Lambo because I'll never own an orange Lambo. It's not my thing.
I'm hoping my father goes, I want his trains. He's got Lionel trains. I'm like, there's 3 of them, and I get my eye on them, and it's like the second he goes, they're being sold.
They're pristine and still in the box.
Still in the box.
Still in the box.
How about Secret Service and security and stuff like that? There was a whole big thing, and it was again, it was in with the Mexicans and with El Chapo. And did that frighten you? I mean, that's got to be scary.
Listen, it's obviously not something you like hearing about, but no, we don't have a Secret Service detail or anything like that.
But I mean, just as a person,
he's got security and these sort of things. But yeah, no, it's a scary proposition, right?
Yeah, of course. How many kids have you had since the last time we were?
Hey, a couple dozen. No, still at 5. I'm done. I'm out.
5 kids.
I'm out of the game. Wow. My house is a zoo.
Even with help, that's a lot.
Yeah.
The worst is actually the car rides. You get 5 screaming kids in a car in traffic, and it's like there's nothing you can do to like make that not.
You don't Uber them?
Well, my oldest just turned 8, so I got young kids. Like I got 5 kids 8 and under. So.
Oh my god!
Like we cranked them out there for a little while, and
do your siblings look at you like, what are you doing? Will you stop having kids?
Well, my sister's on her 3rd, so she's pregnant with her 3rd. So she's
on her way.
She's on her way. Now, I'd say that's an exponential change between 3 and 5 when you're talking about kids, but it's a lot.
She's so hot.
I just don't know what to give you on that, guys.
A 5-year-old? Who are we talking about?
I got nothing for you. I apologize.
Oh, your sister's so hot.
Let's get a picture.
You don't know what it's...
Wait, Ivanka?
I think she was just on. She was just on Fox. Yeah, she's very pretty.
CNN yesterday. Yeah,
she did a CNN interview.
Yeah, she's doing CNN. Good. I'm doing you guys at 8 in the morning. That's because I'm loyal. You guys have been good to me throughout the years, so I'll come back.
She's so poised.
She is so sexy, so hot.
So if there's any consolation, he talks about his own sister the same way.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, look at that, huh?
Wow.
Look, she's unflappable.
No, she's great. And, it's nice because we work at a family business that it's one of those rare family businesses that, we all have a great relationship and work well together. Like, because so many of these family, it's just disasters. The egos get involved and everyone hates each other and it just destroys stuff. So, we work next to each other all day long and then we still vacation together. It's great.
How many of you are there? brothers? You're just three?
There's three of us. It's sort of the nuclear family, same mom, and then my dad has another daughter from a different marriage and a son from a different marriage.
Do you get along with them too?
Yeah, I mean, there's a big age difference, but yes.
How's your mom, and where's she at with this whole thing with your dad?
She's been great. She's come out, and been supportive of them, and she's doing her thing, just all over the place. Right. Not as out there, obviously. As
not paying as much attention to this as we are, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, you guys are looking for a soundbite, obviously.
No, not at all. We just haven't heard from. She used to be in the public eye a lot.
Yeah, no, I think
she's kind of doing her own thing.
Yeah.
Ivanka did Playboy, right?
Oh,
what?
Wow.
Oh, sorry. I thought she did.
I don't think that's. Wow. I think you may be talking about some different sister I'm not aware of.
Oh, all right. Well,
no. She might look like somebody else.
I got something on my wall.
I would imagine she never did.
Sorry, I thought she was in there. I thought it was a big thing. 2010, maybe.
Awkward.
No.
Yeah. Things just got really weird in the studio for those of you listening.
Oh boy. Sorry, I thought she looks great.
Donald was uncomfortable. And we were all like, how did I miss that?
I was like, holy crap.
It would help the campaign.
I'm seeing the computer. The internet browsers are going up, and I was like, this is going to be really weird.
Maybe it was an interview.
Was it a Playboy
my
interview?
dad was on the cover of Playboy, but not in the way that you're...
might have been an upskirt shot.
Not like you were hoping for, but...
He was on the cover?
He was on the cover of Playboy. He's one of the few men to ever be on the cover of Playboy. I think him and Hefner, maybe. I don't know of anyone else.
Wow.
I didn't know he was on the cover.
Yeah, back in the 90s.
And they're taking all the nude pictures out, huh?
Is that right?
All the nudity
Playboy
that came out a couple days ago.
That's right.
They're done with the nudity.
I really think that's the last step before bankruptcy. They're probably trying to stave
I think
off
it's probably a problem, obviously, but at the same time, like, it's not like when I was in high school where it was like that was a good venue to access that kind of stuff as a young boy growing up. Not that I encouraged that kind of behavior or ever did it myself, but I've heard. Having gone to boarding school for 5 years.
Your dad on the cover of Playboy. Look at that. It's
so much more out there. It's so easy to access.
Well, that's what they're saying. Is like that people just don't buy it anymore. But they always kind of, and I never liked Playboy, but they always had there was something about they usually, the big celebrities would always go there. And once they lost that, I guess they just have nothing.
I would just love to go to that mansion. Have you been to the mansion?
I haven't. No,
it's so overrated.
Is that right?
Yeah. I've been. We either did some stuff for The Apprentice or whatever. We were there. Like, it's one of those. Like, I almost wish I hadn't seen it because the idea of it is so much better than in real life.
Really?
Listen, this is maybe
the grotto?
30 years. Maybe but like you go to the grotto and it's like, holy crap! Like I wouldn't get in that pool without getting like some sort of VD. It'd have been when you see it in real life. And I'm a builder. I get when we run hotels. Like I get when something's clean and when it's not. I'm sort of walking around like I don't want to touch that. Like the idea of it was a lot. Listen, again, this was in the last.
They should have an area where you get to...
In the last 10 years, so maybe it was when the company was a little bit on the decline. Yeah, I bet in the 70s and 80s it was probably...
But they should have an area where they spray you down after the garage.
Yeah, hose you off, get your penicillin shot, send you out the door. Yeah, I don't know.
You just felt like it wasn't clean, the grotto? What else about it? It's probably a lot smaller when you see it in person.
Can you take me as a special guest?
After saying that, I probably lost my invite for life. But
put Jim in the spider monkey cage.
They said no to me. I tried to get in there. No, they're bit.
Didn't you do an interview with them?
No, I actually very well might have.
You did.
Maybe I did, but it wasn't. Apparently, they don't run the guest list. I interviewed. We had no.
Yeah, the notion of the idea of it is a lot better than seeing it in real life.
Is that Keanu on the right?
I don't know.
In jeans in the water.
Will all the girls talk to you there, or are they snotty?
I guess.
That was a real childish 13-year-old boy question, but I really want to go there and meet a girl.
I'd love to do that as well.
Yeah, I want to meet a special girl. The Playboy Mansion.
The
grotto looks terrific.
Joel Siskel.
Yeah, like I said, the idea of it when you go and see it in real life, I was probably actually disappointed. But
wow, it's heaven! Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's 12 naked girls in a pool. What are you talking? Of course,
that is true. Any pool with 12 naked girls in,
that could be the East River, and you'd be pretty psyched. You know,
that's true. Yeah.
That does look fine.
You can really see a lot of the grotto there.
That looks like 1981. That's a 1981. Is that Hefner?
Yeah, that's an old.
Wow. That's got to be 60s.
That's a long time ago.
That's just greedy.
Oh,
he's got 9 girls in there with him. That's just unnecessary.
That's amazing.
All right.
What a life he has.
I know.
Well, it was good seeing you, buddy.
Likewise, guys. Good to be back.
I'm trying to think if we covered it all.
Well, we got the Playboy thing.
Yes. Of all the relevant issues of the day, I'm glad we covered that.
And you helped me out with something, and thank you. He had somebody he knows help me out with something. It was very nice. Very helpful.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Awesome.
I need someone to redo my apartment.
Let me know. I know some people in that business.
No, it wasn't that. It was nothing that. I just needed somebody killed, and he knew somebody.
Yeah.
We got to keep the numbers down.
Yeah, it was one of those, shovel, bag of lime kind of thing,
Let's keep the numbers down, but let's get this done for me.
Okay,
I need a whole redo.
Shoot me an email.
All right. Wow. All right. I think we're done.
Yeah.
We have to take a break anyway.
Yes, we do.
And I think you have to go to work.
I actually have to work, yes. That's as fun as
Believe
this
it or
is.
not,
I know
Trump
it's hard to
Jr.
believe.
works
Hard to believe.
every day. He works his ass off.
Good to see you guys.
Still no private plane for you, huh?
No. When I travel with the big man, yeah, but it's
How is it on that plane? I want to go on that plane once.
badass.
I've been invited.
It's pretty cool. It's an experience. It's a really cool thing.
It's probably nicer than Air Force One. I mean, Air Force One is probably much more secure, but
there it
there's
is.
places for the press.
This is it?
That looks really fun to see.
That's the back, and then the front sort of.
Does he have a
there's
bed?
2 bedrooms
Of
in there.
course.
Yeah, there's
Two
separate-
bedrooms.
Wow. Where are the
It's pretty cool.
bedrooms?
I live in a
Up
studio.
forward.
Are there?
But you know what's cool? Just being able to sort of walk around during takeoff and landing. Like, that's fun. And going up and sitting watching the pilots do their thing. Like, it's sort of cool.
I want to see what are the bedrooms
That's
have like a little
awesome.
hallway going by it.
Yeah, if you take that hallway basically up there to the other way, sorry, behind where that shot's taken from.
Yeah.
Those shots are the same vantage point. So going the other way, you got 2 bedrooms.
Oh, my God.
Look at that, a dining room.
Well, we'll put this up on our Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah.
That's the actual plane, though, huh?
That's the old plane. That's the new. Yeah, you had the new one up. That's the older one.
Wow.
But
You
we
live on
no
that.
longer have that one.
How many times does this go in the air?
He uses it a lot.
Well, now he's using it a lot, right?
Yeah.
I saw a special on it where they were looking for some engine cowling or something. It was fascinating to watch how this works when you need a part for a private
Well, it's
plane.
a 757, so it's an interesting thing. Yeah, no, that's
What size bed is that?
That's a king.
That's
Like a full.
Yeah, at least a queen.
At least a queen.
I always wanted to lay in a bed like that and look out the windows as the plane takes off and do other boyish things. That just looked fun.
What? Name other things no one else wants to do.
Yeah, that is true. That really
Lollipop.
wasn't a very obscure. I always wanted to watch a flat screen TV on a plane. Yeah, welcome to the club, stupid. We all do.
But look at the sink. Go back up. Look at the sink.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta have a gold sink.
That's nicer than anything in my house.
Yeah.
So is the toilet.
Look at the hallway.
That's pretty cool.
There's the toilet.
But it's funny, even on a beautiful
It's a
plane
shower.
like that, the toilet is still a plane toilet. There's no way around that.
There's no way around that. It's sort of like boats. Like, you just can't get the.
It's still just a hole.
So that's cool. Riding up there, or like bringing the kids to let them ride up there. Like that's.
Are you allowed
during
to
takeoff and landing? It's cool.
Are you allowed to shit on the plane? Is there a no shitting rule?
Like a tour bus.
I've never asked.
Heard this over the years. Heard it. This is a real question.
Schumer wouldn't let me shit on the bus.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
the tour bus. Yeah, it was just,
No one shits on a tour bus, though.
Yeah.
Not allowed to shit on the tour bus.
Planes are different, though, because don't they just let it get dropped out over a certain state?
Yeah.
No, I think that would probably go big. That would be kind of awesome if that was true. I remember thinking about that as a kid, and it was like, wow, that's really cool. But it never happened.
Because when you flush, you get that noise.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it sounds like it getting sucked out, right?
Sounds like it's getting sucked out.
I'm going to go with that it is, just because it's a cool visual to be like, yeah, I'm hosing someone down right now.
We're over Kansas. Shit away.
God, I like to think that is true. How great
That would be
be
cool.
Only one state they're allowed to drop their duties over. Okay, we got to go take a break. Donald Trump Jr., always a pleasure. Come back and see us. Don't be a stranger.
Likewise, guys.
Stop
be good.
having
And,
kids.
I'll see you soon. Oh, yeah, now I'm done. Five is a solid number.
If I was younger, I think I would have went a little,
little
4
more?
or 5.
Yeah, listen, in the end, I don't think anyone's been on their deathbed being like, I wish I had fewer kids. Like, when you think about it, like...
My parents will be.
Yeah, well, there are exceptions to that rule. Yeah.
But I was from a large family, so I get it to a point. But it's chaos.
It is. But, at the same time, it's like great. Like, as stressful as it is at the time, like, it's just fun, man. Those little guys, like, running in there, it's really cool.
And you throw the ball with them and stuff.
Oh, yeah, no. It's like I played...
You don't hire anybody
No,
for
like,
that
and
stuff.
it's crazy. Like, my daughter's, like, the athlete boy I always wanted my sons to be, like, my oldest daughter. So, like, we play catch all the time. Like, last night we played catch for 45 minutes in the house. Like, and she can throw, like, a dude.
In the
It's amazing.
house.
Wow.
In the house. You heard that.
I'm not playing
in the
like,
house.
yeah, well, you live in an apartment. You know the deal. Like, it's...
Damn.
You live in an apartment. Like, it's not that easy just to... It's not convenient to run out and go find your local park all the time. So we just play
the point is the house has to be big enough that you're throwing the
no,
ball.
and you live in a bedroom. Like, listen, my daughter's 8. Like, it's not like I'm throwing her 80-yard bombs.
I can't use a yo-yo in my house. It's so small.
Hits the wall on the way down.
Yeah. And he's throwing the ball with an 8-year-old. An 8-year-old has an arm, so
sure.
No, she's
all
good.
right.
Especially a lesbian.
All right, we busted your balls enough.
Well,
She's good at sports.
We busted your balls enough. Thank
cool.
you, buddy.
Hey guys, good to be back.
Absolutely,
See you
and
soon.
we'll take a quick break. Yes.
This is Opie Radio. The show is back.
We are back with Mark Norman, just killing it for us today. My God,
You were great with Trump Jr. You kept
thanks.
prying him. That was good.
I like him. We get along.
Yeah, he's a normal guy.
I think he's a pretty normal guy considering his upbringing.
Yeah, and the elephant shootings and stuff like that.
I know.
Aside from that,
But he's kind of down to earth. He's got a lot of money.
Yeah.
He had an absentee father. I mean, come on.
Completely.
I don't think that guy was raising him like our fathers raised us.
Yeah, it's like growing up with like a rock star dad, you know?
Yeah, his father was way too busy. I'm sure he meant well and did right by his kids, but I don't think he was in the day by day stuff.
So when Eric and I used to listen to this show for years and years and years, we were always surprised by how good a guest he was. He's a great talker on the show.
Yeah.
And you don't expect he would be like that as a businessman and not someone at that time who's
there
in
are
the
times where I said it's frustrating because you want to get in there.
Right.
Yeah.
You want to like pry yourself in there to ask a question or a follow up because he'll just he has a quick rhythm to him.
He's very good.
It's tough to interrupt him without making it so obvious you're interrupting him.
Right. The one thing I wish we asked him about was his father's stiff, warty hats. We never got into the stiff, warty hats.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
We didn't ask him about someone on Twitter said, why don't you, is that our guest I said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
We'll bring it in a sec.
Someone said, why didn't you ask about the Potts movie? I didn't think of it.
The what?
The who? The Potts, his stance on marijuana. I didn't think of it. People on Twitter can be so dumb.
What is his stance on marijuana?
I don't know. That's why people are asking. I'm guessing he's against it.
He's sure he's against it.
But people, some dope on Twitter is like, liberal Jim's again, you're against hunting, so nobody should hunt. And it's like, how do you listen? Like, do you have shit in your ears?
Right.
I don't like trophy hunting. I defended hunting for food and people who do that as
Joe
something I
Rogan.
simply can't do.
Right.
I admire the fact they can do it because I eat meat. I'm not a vegan.
I don't know.
Holy shit. How do your fucking ears work?
Right.
Like, what
Selective
happens?
hearing.
They half go in and just fall out?
Yeah.
And I'm with Jimmy. I mean, if you're a hunter, I have no problem with you hunting. I know I can't do that. And I do, it bothers me, the trophy hunting thing. Absolutely. But he explained it a little further. Further.
I give him
got
credit
a
for
little
that.
more knowledge.
He stands
Definitely.
behind it. He's not hiding.
I hate trophy hunting. He defends his point. He's unapologetic about it.
Right.
And I still like the guy, but I still hate trophy hunting.
Yeah.
All right, let's get Mary Lynn in here. Mary Lynn Rajskub.
Wow, how did you figure out how to say that name?
I'm good at this stuff.
I'll say.
Thanks, Travis.
Or Travis helped it. Look, he wrote it for me, Rajskub. Because how you really spell her name is... how is your... Hi.
Rajskub. It's a...
Good morning.
Hello, good morning. What nationality is that?
Check.
Oh, Czech. Okay.
Check.
But how
Check
does...
me out.
Mary Lynn, right? So how does Rajskub turn into Rajskub?
I'm not at liberty
That's amazing.
to say.
The J is silent. That's all. The J is an I
the
sound.
J is silent. Thanks.
It's an I
Just
sound.
stretch it out.
All right.
Make it a...
And then it makes perfect sense. Raiskub. Rajskub.
Thank you.
Welcome. I just didn't know what language it was. I'm backtracking. I had no idea how to say your name. I
It's
know
not
you
good. It's not a great name.
It's hard,
If I
right?
would have known that I was going to get into acting, I probably would have changed it.
It seems like a tough, because there's a J, an S, and a K in a row. It seems like a tough name. Like when you look at autographs of people who have really difficult names, that seems like a really hard one to write. Mary Lynn Rajskub is a long one to sign.
I have a great signature.
Do you really?
That's one thing I'm really confident about.
But you do stand up, right?
Yes, I do.
So the host must just ruin that, like in the beginning, the early years.
Oh no, they say my name.
Oh.
Say my name. Say my name. I make them.
Do you make them say it beforehand?
No, I don't know.
Oh, because even I have an easy name and my name's been butchered.
Yeah.
Host
Yeah.
will ruin.
How do they fuck up Mark Norman?
They'll be like Normand, shit like that.
Normand?
Norton, whatever, Normandy. They'll just add shit.
Okay.
So I can't imagine this name. I must get butchered.
You're Caroline's, I guess, this week, tonight through Sunday.
Yeah.
Have you done it before?
I have.
It's a good room.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah, when there's people there, it's nice.
Yeah.
When there's not people there, it sucks.
When they pull that sad curtain.
Jimmy has people there. I don't know what he's
saying. Curtain of shame. There's nothing worse than that curtain being pulled.
I've had the curtain.
Me too. It's the worst.
It's usually a Thursday night, though, guys, right?
Yeah.
You know, Thursday night is a little slower.
Still never want to see the curtain.
I don't think you're going to have a curtain tonight. You're a big star.
I'm a huge star.
You're a huge star.
I'm so huge. Thursday's usually good for me. A lot of times I'll get people that are super fans on Thursday.
Really?
You know? And so that'll be a real, which happens a lot, but it'll be people who are really into 24. It'll tip the scale for Thursday night.
That was a good run, man.
Yeah.
You like the 24, huh?
Yeah.
And there's going to be no spinoff because Kiefer's not doing it? That's the rumor?
You know, yeah, I guess.
Do you want there to be one?
I was on it for we're starting this interview, right?
Oh, yeah.
We're on the air.
Oh yeah, we're on the air.
Because I was haltingly talking because I didn't know you don't introduce me or anything.
No, we just cut it.
You don't go, hey, what's going on? We're going to this next segment. That
give
doesn't
you your
happen.
credits and stuff. No, we just it's
We just
probably
start
our,
talking.
I just needed to
it's
make
probably
sure.
our fault.
I
No,
knew
we get
it was
that a lot.
happening.
Did they tell you before you came in?
No, and then this one's like, you do stand up, right? And I was like, that's why I'm here right now. That's why I came.
I'm also a guest.
Why should you know? I don't know anything either.
Yeah.
He's a guest.
I'm a guest too.
I'm Mark.
That's Mark.
Hi guys.
Hey.
Let's get to know each other here.
We get so many people to say, "Are we on the air?" And I find that to be a compliment.
I like that.
Because it's different.
It's natural.
But they're supposed to tell you before you come in. We always tell them because so many guests have said that.
I
We're like,
knew
tell
it
them
was,
they're
but I
on
just
the
needed
air.
to say it out loud,
Okay,
to make sure.
Man, I thought you were mad at me with the whole stand-up thing.
Oh, guys, let's make up quick.
All right.
This is getting awkward.
You were Chloe O'Brien on 24.
Okay, so it was on the air.
You're
for
also a stand-up comedian who's playing at Caroline's
It's funny,
tonight.
crazy things happen.
I've never seen 24. Everybody loves it so much. Travis is a fanatic for it. It's supposedly one of the best series ever. I've just never seen
Last
it.
time I was here at Caroline's, Greg Charles just reminded me. We were walking down the street, and this guy goes, "Oh, you're from that show." And I said, yeah, what are you doing here? I said, oh, I'm actually doing stand-up at Caroline's. Oh, no way. Is that guy with you? And he meant Kiefer.
That guy.
Oh, that guy.
That guy.
Oh, that's so nice. That's adorable.
That's a touching story, but I hope that guy was hit by a car right after. What a
Thank
stupid
you.
thing
I
to say to
appreciate
somebody.
that. I really appreciate
You're
that.
from that show, aren't you, with that guy? It's like, how do you not know either name?
But so it's it's a huge part of my life, and I'm proud of it. It's amazing. It's something I didn't expect to happen.
Yeah.
It went on for a lot longer
How
than I
many years?
expected it. It was 9 years.
That's
and then
9 years?
Yeah, we were
Jesus.
off the air for 4 years. Okay, check it out. Then they brought it back for 12 episodes. Live Another Day brought the whole show back and left it open-ended with the storyline. They said they were going to kill me, couldn't do it. Left it open, and that now it's going on 2 years again.
Wait, so the
that's
first 24, what year was that?
I
first
started
season.
in season 3.
But I mean, the first season of the show, what year was that?
What year did you start?
2000? I think I started in, I have no sense
2001.
of time. I started in
24
2001.
started 14 years ago?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
That's
when people are like, is it coming
crazy.
back? Is there a spinoff? It's
Yeah.
like they already went through the trouble to bring it back, and then nothing's been done since then.
Were you a stand-up first?
I was. I went to art school and I was doing performance art, and people were laughing at me, and I didn't know why they were laughing, so I veered into stand-up.
What performance art? Because that's kind of a weird area.
You mean like what did I do or what did I like?
Yeah, like
I was
what-
in Detroit, and performance. Do you know performance art stuff? It's like
I don't know what's
make
classified
a
as
piece of art, but don't use any materials. Like use yourself. And like people in like body socks going down flights of stairs, or one girl climbed to the roof and smoked pot and threw it down. That was her.
What does that mean, though?
No
You
talent.
never know. One guy, no talent. One guy jumped from a wall to a tree. Like from a
Right.
2 stories up, that was his piece.
Yeah, there's weird things in performance. Like you get some people who are just brilliant performers and like really creative, and then you get other people who just seem very self-indulgent. And it's like, no, that's not.
One guy
anything.
pushed his genitals to the side and put lipstick on in a mirror
Yeah.
as we watched him.
Well, I enjoy that for different reasons. But that's,
Yeah.
I don't understand how that's performance art. That's just what
Mine
is
was
that?
always performer audience oriented. So when it was time to do my piece, and I was essentially doing a version of a comedic monologue, but I don't have that personality where I'm like, here's what I'm thinking about. Like I never thought that I could do it, but I was always geared towards.
But the reaction always meant something to you, like the audience reaction.
Yeah, and then, I was in San Francisco and the comedy clubs were closing, and I would go to all these open mic poetry readings, and I was just interested in like the weirdos that would go up and read their poetry, and then people like Patton Oswalt would go up because, they would go to these rooms to just try stuff, and I was like, oh, there's something, he knows his personality, he knows his angle, and that was really attractive to me, so that was my entryway
was
into
that Key Largo?
That was in L.A., yes. Key Largo. No, that was, yeah.
Yeah, Key Largo is a big place.
I like that you call it Key Largo. Just add a key on top of it. That's like a resort in Florida or something.
Yeah, Largo is the place.
Largo. Oh, Largo, I mean. Right. That's
Let's call it Key Largo.
Montego,
Sorry, yeah, Largo.
baby,
I've heard it's legendary, though, for trying out stuff and being an alternative room, and a lot of big names came out of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
What was the one in New York that Jeff Singer used to book it? I don't know why I'm asking.
Oh, Luna Lounge.
Luna Lounge. Yeah, I only went on there one time.
Ludlow.
Yeah. There was like a real alternative scene.
Do you like stuff like that?
Depends on the performers. I think a lot of them are really great. Yeah.
Like Marin was there.
To me, what it's supposed to be, the audiences are supposed to be like, hey man, you're just trying stuff and that's all good.
Yeah.
But the goal is to be funny. And when people pretend they don't care about being funny, I think it's dishonest. It's, of course you care about being funny. You're just trying to do it without the risk.
You want it to work.
Yeah. It was like, it's okay to want it to work, and it doesn't, and the crowd accepts it. I think that's an amazing audience. But it's when performers act like, hey, I'm anti-funny. Shut up, you're not anti-funny.
Right.
Stop it.
We all want that.
Yeah,
positive
it's just not genuine. But
reaction.
To answer your question, yes, I do like it if it's honest. Making sense?
Yes.
Is that making sense?
Yes.
So did they ask you to do the spinoff? We didn't really get to the end of that.
No.
On 24?
What? Because there was an article saying that I refused it?
Yeah.
I love that people are saying that about me.
You want me to read what it says?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
She will reportedly not be involved in Fox's Plan 24 spinoff because Kiefer Sutherland will not be participating. I'm not buying it without Kiefer.
Wow.
I think you have him sort of not there for a bit, but you have to find him eventually. All roads lead to Jack, and you can't find Jack without Chloe.
Did you watch the show?
Early on, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I tapped out for no real reason, actually. Because
in season 3. Oh, no.
Oh,
no. Opie.
Honestly, I only saw probably the first 2 seasons, so I think I missed your whole your whole run. But I did like the show. It just, I don't know.
One day we'll be together.
Life gets in the way.
Maybe right now.
Maybe I'll binge watch.
You should.
I probably should have done it before this interview.
Every year, her part got bigger and bigger, and it went from just typing on the computer to being out in the field.
I know all that. I do.
Did you get sick of talking about it? Like, it's been you're doing a project for so many years. It's like, I do other stuff too. It's like, or do you not mind?
It's interesting. It's both. I mean, because you can't, I love it. I'm proud of it. But at the same time, it's like I really have nothing to do with. It's a huge compliment that I ended up, I was always like, are you going to fire me? I'll do another show. And then by the end, people are speaking about me in the same breath as Kiefer, but I'm certainly not in the same position of as if I decide if I'm going to do it or not. I love that there's an article that's like, she refuses spinoff. I was like, really?
Yeah.
Does refuse mean that no one called me or asked me about it ever? Then yes, I'll take it.
Are you used to all the bullshit that's written about you? Because obviously this seems like it's not really you saying this.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that, like, the show has never died, and so people try to generate excitement about it, and that's, the bottom line is that people are still excited about it, so that's cool. And if that's people that buy tickets to my comedy shows, I'll take it. I get a lot of people maybe that haven't been in a comedy club before, and
are they surprised that they're not seeing Chloe on that stage?
Yeah, and that's, that at first the comedian in me was like, I just want to do my stuff. And then I realized, like, that's my bread and butter. And that's, that's your relationship is with the audience. And so I kind of learned how to embrace that depending on the read of the room. And sometimes there's people that are like, never saw it. But I have to indulge the people that are, almost peeing their pants because they love it so much. And then the people that don't care. So it's always fun to try to bring the room together.
Bob Saget's a friend of ours. And I went and saw his stand-up, and he's a very dirty comic, and he always has been.
No.
But his TV audience had no idea that this guy really, truly was a very filthy, comic. And I saw him out on Long Island, and people were walking out, not because he wasn't funny. They were like, this isn't the Bob Saget we know and love.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I think people think I'm just going to show DVDs and stand in front of it, which would actually be a lot easier, and I could probably make some money to do it.
Yeah.
But,
do you address it early in the show or later? Because there's certain things you want to get out of the way just so you don't have to, and then other things like, hey, if you're a good crowd,
I address it early always, and then I've started putting a few sentences of my own personality just to like let them know, oh, here's what she's going to sound like, and then they're like, is she going to mention it? And then I mention it. But there's certain places like like the Comedy Store in LA, I sometimes don't mention it at all because certain places people could care less, but I can usually tell, especially if it's in other cities, people really want to know about it.
Well, do you talk differently than your character did? Like, is it like a giant change or no?
Yeah, I mean, I brought a lot of myself to the character. Maybe my acting style is like, what would I be like if I was a computer genius? And, I address that too. Like, as soon as I start talking, clearly I'm not in any way, shape, or form a computer genius. I should probably just like shut my mouth and act like I am. But yeah, and then my act gets really personal, and sometimes it gets dirty. It's not like it's not filthy like you, but for me, a lady, people are like, oh, they don't. But it's fun for me to take it from maybe saying a few things about 24, and then just take it into this like turn a corner and bring them into my world is really exciting.
Are you better at computers because you had that role for so many years?
No,
did you pick up on anything?
Worse.
Nothing.
They have all these like high-tech people that put all the information in, so you just like push a button and it looks like you did a bunch of stuff.
You're doing your thing.
Okay. I always love in shows with computers, they always talk out what's being written, which no one ever does. Like, you remember in War Games, thermonuclear? And nobody discusses that as they hit the keys, but I guess that's how you have to translate it on a camera. Because it's just too boring to have quiet typing in shows.
Yeah, and they never hit backspace in the movies.
No, they always type really well.
Yeah, perfect.
I just type messages to myself. You're a good person. You look pretty today.
It's like doing medical stuff, though. Like, when you have to deliver medical dialogue, it's like if computer dialogue, if you don't know what you're talking about, it's really difficult to make it connect to anything.
Mm-hmm.
I did learn how to deliver things that I don't know what I'm talking about. Well, I have got that skill now.
You were talking about the computers and you literally had zero idea what it meant?
Yeah.
It's very funny to me. Very funny.
That becomes kind of fun in its own way. It's a good challenge. Like I became a dramatic actor on that show, for sure. So that was kind of fun. I feel like I grew up on that show, and it was a very lucky way to be able to do that.
Did performance art help you in that?
I mean, I don't, going back to what you were saying about these alternative rooms, I wasn't trying to be anti-funny. I was looking for a way to express myself, and I was kind of boiling on the inside, and I learned how to be funny by accident. So performance art definitely helped me to stand on a stage and, be bold and be in the moment and be experimental. It's only now that I'm structuring jokes more. I think I was like way too neurotic. So it's interesting to hear you say, because I think with people that have the headspace that like I'm writing a joke, I never thought, I just had no self-esteem, and sadly getting the validation from the audience, propelled me forward.
Well, that's the deal. You have to be a stand-up. I've never met any stand-up I like who say I have tremendous self-worth. Like,
right. Not a good
yourself.
one. Yeah.
Like, I love people who have hit rock bottom and then find God. Like, those are my favorite stories.
Right.
But if you just like God off the bat, it's like, fuck you, man.
Yeah.
Oh, really? You're so good? If you've gone through the shit and then you've redeemed yourself, that's my favorite
the respect.
story.
Yeah, people who find God when they're in the bottom of the toilet, I kind of respect. But
Yeah,
gotta
I love
respect that.
if you're just happy and you're thankful, it's like, ugh, you're annoying.
You got another show coming out? What are you working on now?
I just did a pilot for Amazon called Heiston about a kid who sees and hears voices, and the people that he sees are Shaq and Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and Chris Parnell and I play his parents. So we want the best for him, but we're like, we think we should commit you, but we're not sure. And his imaginary world is delightful. Like when you see, I don't know if I was supposed to reveal that that's who the people are. No,
it's written in Variety. It's already
all right.
Yeah, but probably because she said it in an interview by mistake.
Right.
It just now was written in Variety based on me.
So are they in it? Are they both going to be in
Yes,
it? Oh,
and
that's
it's
awesome.
It says right here, pilot guest star Shaquille O'Neal as Thunderstruck and Flea.
Because I think they're going to put it up in November, so that's coming up.
And that's a weird process because they put up a bunch of pilots, and then whichever one, right? One of them, whichever does the best, that's what they pick up.
Really?
Yeah.
Some people.
Wait, the people decide?
The people
on
decide.
Amazon.
I hear the business. I hear people on the other side of the business going like they don't really do. They pick up what they want to pick up.
Oh, so they want to make it like a competition.
I don't know. Nobody really knows.
I don't believe they're actually leaving it to the people. They're making the people think that, but there's probably some fine print somewhere.
Sure.
No, they're picking the show.
Because a great show might not get as many views because maybe the name isn't as big.
Exactly.
But, like Transparent, that's Amazon, I think.
Yes.
That's an awesome show.
That was one of the same things.
The thing that I don't understand about Amazon is how do you does anybody watch TV on there? Because like on Netflix, all right, I don't.
You're the computer nerd.
Yeah, exactly. You want to know? She doesn't even know that.
I guess you have to go to Prime.
You know
I don't
what?
know.
Prime.
I'm really slow.
And
I'll be like Amazon TV, and if I don't.
In all fairness, a few years ago, you wondered if people would actually watch these shows on Amazon or Netflix, whatever, or Hulu. But now it's of course
right. Transparent won the Emmy.
Yeah,
well, I
exactly.
guess you would look for the show Transparent. I would do that, but if I just go to browse, I will browse on Netflix because of the way their format is. Right,
set up nice.
Well, they also have fewer shows because I think that whatever they have has to be good because you have to go there and seek it out. Like you just said, you're not going to stumble onto Narcos on Netflix or Transparent. You have to know it's there and go to it, and then eventually you start looking to that.
Are you into
place.
Narcos?
I liked it a lot. Yeah, a lot of people didn't like it, but I thought the guy who played Escobar was great. I thought the fact that they spoke Spanish was great. The fact that they showed real news clips, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I'm babbling, by the way.
Why do people not like it?
I don't know. They said it started slow, which I guess it did, but I was so into those people because I've read so much about them that I was just interested from the beginning. But I could see where it starts a little slow.
Yeah,
really good though.
I think it's crazy. She was on 24. Huge show, and a lot of people that's like you're only associated or you're only lucky enough to get on one big show. She was on Mr. Show, which is like a legendary
Go on,
comedy.
We should turn
show.
this way.
Yeah, this is the way to talk. And Larry Sanders.
Oh wow!
When you were on Larry Sanders, that was huge. That show was like the biggest show at the time.
Yes,
it
was groundbreaking. Was that when you nailed that role? When you got that part, you must have been blown away as a stand-up.
Yeah, I mean,
I've never
I don't
gotten any
know.
part.
I was kind of a weirdo, and socially, I just was so happy to be around people. And my manager showed them a tape of me doing just saying random stuff. I still was really performance arty at that time, and my friend was like, say that you just took ecstasy and that's your performance piece, so everything you say within that will be funny. So I had this weird piece that was not a straightforward piece that they showed to Gary Shamling and John Rigi, and they called me in for an audition, and it was just me sitting across from them, and I was like, I don't know. What are you guys doing? And it was like 10 minutes of that, and then I left, and they hired me. Wow. And I was so excited, but I also was terrified.
Sure.
And I didn't know where I was or what was going on most of the time.
Right.
I was just very green, and it was awesome.
And a lot of that show, a lot of the writers came from Letterman. A lot of guys left while we were there and went over to that show. So there were a lot of inside jokes specific to our show. So there were times we were trying to figure out if you were based on somebody that we worked with, or we're like, oh, that's so and so, or that's so and so. But it was like very real, so it wasn't. It was trying to. That's it.
Yuck.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'd like an answer to that. Let me just wake her up.
Doing my best.
Where were you going?
I'm going that I was trying to figure out if she was like, if there was like, oh, that's like Larry downstairs. They're totally ripping off.
All right, I have a real question.
I think
here's a real question.
Yes, hold on. Let's finish addressing this spiral.
David Cross has another sketch show coming up on Netflix.
That's right.
Any chance you're going to be on that?
I was able to be in one sketch. I would have liked to have been around for more, but I was had schedule conflicts. But I was there for one delightful day of shooting, and it was great.
Yeah, I can't.
I mean, those are all the people that I kind of came up with, and it's funny when you see people that you've known for that long, and like,
who's in it?
I know them, but we've all changed and grown up. It's Bob Odenkirk, David Cross, Jay Johnston, Paul Tompkins, Brian Posehn, Jill Talley.
It's a lot of Mr.
Tom
Show
Kenny.
people.
Justin's not red anymore. Just one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Your color came back.
Thank you. She's also in It's Always Sunny.
You're smitten.
I'll throw that out there.
You're smitten with her.
I'm a fan.
Yes.
She's
I like everything you're saying.
Thank you.
He's just a little awkward today.
I met her years ago. When
Tell
she
us
was
all
at
about
London.
it.
Justin's using the Chris Farley interview technique.
Exactly.
Thanks for the help.
You're
My
awesome.
brother.
Exactly.
You're my brother. You're supposed
Hopefully
to
you have
help.
other things in common with him soon. So, did you like Narcos or no?
I love Narcos, but I also fall asleep during it.
Oh, okay.
4 to 5 times per show. I was surprised at how dense it was. Like the first episode, how much the scope of the show. I thought was. I think it's incredibly done.
Okay.
That doesn't mean it's bad if you fall asleep. This is not a joke. I fell asleep. I saw Cosby live. Fell asleep. Not a joke.
Yes.
But, great stand-up.
No, it's not good to fall asleep.
No, around him it's not.
In front of Cosby? No, never.
No,
That's
never.
not a good idea.
Do you guys hear the allegations? I saw him too, actually, 3 years ago at the Borgata. He was very good. It was before all this shit happened, and I enjoyed him.
Yeah, he brought his kids out and riffed with the kids or grandkids. Good times.
Yeah.
But I fell asleep during The Wire the first 3 times I tried to watch it.
I hear that.
That was a slow start.
Were you drunk?
No, just trying to get through it.
I can't fall asleep watching shows, really. It's very difficult.
Really?
Yeah, I wish I could. Anthony always slept, but they put the TV on. I can't do it.
No, I sleep with the TV on.
Did you end up liking The Wire?
Oh, I love it, yeah. It took a while.
Yeah,
love The
Once you
Wire.
saw Omar, you were up.
Well, I'm hearing
He's
that
great.
you have a hard out at 9:33 because you're doing a lot of press.
Look at 9:33?
9:33. What a weird time.
Jesus, what a creepy time.
I see it's 9:34 now, so we better...
She has to be somewhere in 1 minute.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Thanks
they're going
for
to be
having me
late.
today. You guys
let's
are
keep
really
her.
nice.
And she's on, she's at Caroline's, 212-757-4100. Although no one calls the number, just go to the website and make reservations tonight through Sunday. And then October 23, 24 at Cobb's in San Francisco, which is just an amazing club.
I don't know if I've been there in years.
You've been there, though, right?
I don't
Or did you do the
remember.
Punchline?
Punchline.
Yeah, the Punchline's a smaller room. This is a bigger room, which is why they pay more money. And it's a better, the Punchline's amazing, but Cobb's is better if you want to make money.
All right. Let's take a quick break. Thank you, Mary Lynn.
Thanks for having me.
Rajskub.
Thanks.
Huh?
MaryLynnStandup.com. I like your website. MaryLynnStandup.com. She didn't go with the whole last name spelling.
Right.
Find that on Twitter. Good luck.
Bye.
More with Opie and Jim after this.
Mark Norman in studio. Jimmy will be back in a second.
Yo.
We got some live music coming up in about 15, 20 minutes. Trying to add a little live music to this program. I hope you appreciate it.
This guy's big.
He is big.
The kids love him.
He's very big.
Yeah. He's a hit.
Justin, you have any more Who Gives a Fuck questions that you want to ask any of us today? Or
I'm writing stuff.
Hey, what?
I'm working on stuff.
What are you working on?
See, can I explain myself?
No, boy.
I was trying.
That never works out.
I was trying.
Justin just sold a pilot called Trailing Off.
Oh, God.
Jimmy, you missed it. We're asking Justin if he has any more Who Gives a Fuck questions that he wants to
That
ask.
was a really good question. I needed a good 45 minutes to do something else. It was nice.
All right, go ahead. Explain
No, I'm not
yourself.
going to explain it. 'cause
No, please, you
this
should.
This is just going to be the rest of my day
when you
on
explain
Twitter.
something, it makes things better, right,
Yeah,
guys?
it always clears
All right,
it up.
so let's hear the explanation.
I was trying since like on a lot of the Letterman writers went to Larry Sanders, so there were very specific characters and references that were that they were based on our show. I wanted to hear if her character was like, we're making fun of this person that worked at Letterman, or
And then
this
she would
person
go,
that
yeah, it was based on Judy, and then only 2 people in this room go, oh, wow,
Well,
that's
no,
what we
but-
thought it was.
Judy.
Oh, it was
Judy was a
Yes,
cunt.
love
We
Judy.
weren't
Well,
thinking it
yeah,
was
no,
Judy.
but if they were like the people there hated this person. Look, you guys never even saw anything she was in.
No.
All right.
I was trying to help.
I thought that was Bobcat Goldthwait.
I know.
I see.
kept sending
You
notes.
you just blew out my candle. I see that what
I
you
didn't
just
blow
did
it out.
there.
You
as
said
you
it.
relit yours.
You said it though.
I don't know the first thing about her.
You
When she
blew
wa-
out your own candle.
when I was
very
busy.
nice.
I was
She's very nice.
busy putting a kitchen together last night. Give me a break.
She's in it. She's also.
I should have done my research. Is that what you're saying? Of
She's,
course I should
yeah,
have.
you cut your thumb open making a kitchen.
I'll tell you this: when she walked in the door, I went, "Oh wow, I know her.
Yeah.
I've seen her before."
She's in It's Always Sunny. That's a huge show amongst the young
That's
people.
another show I tapped out. I used to love.
Oh, no.
I used
I
to
love it.
love
That's a
Always
good show.
No,
Actually,
still
it dipped.
Always Sunny.
There were a couple of seasons where
It's
not
back
so
now.
good. Yeah, it is back.
It's
Last
good.
season was fantastic.
Last
Yeah.
season was very good.
I agree.
That's when I think I tapped out. It was getting
Yeah.
a little like it was the Danny DeVito. Is he still in it?
Yes.
Yep,
He
yep.
was.
But he had a couple seasons there where I was like, I'm not
He was
as
only
much into this.
He was not in the first season. and they added him after the first, and he's great on the show.
Packers. So Lamar Odom, now he's got kidney failure. Is that the latest this morning?
That's what they're
There's
saying.
a lot of drugs in his system.
That's what we sort of said yesterday. They're saying pretty much every drug imaginable.
He got fudged up.
Ooh, watch your language, please.
I think definitely cocaine. Mm-hmm. He's in bad shape.
Yeah, he is.
I don't know if he's going to make it now that the kidney failure's kicking in. They said that he had a bunch of strokes, right?
3. They said he had 3 strokes.
How long was he out for? Is he brain dead or is he...
I don't know.
They said that the girls left him at 6 a.m., and then when the people from the Love Ranch brought him food at noon, they noticed he was still asleep, and that's when they called 911.
Is that when they saw the foaming, or is that when they were
No, that 911 said turn him on his side, and that's when the mucus came out of his nose and mouth.
So as soon as they said herbal Viagra, I'm like, what? No, what else is going on here? There's other stuff going on here.
Yeah, the list was a piece of butter pecan pie was found. Yeah. Wait a minute, that wouldn't induce a stroke.
And some rhino pills.
Yeah.
Dennis Hoff tells Kardashians to go to hell. What's this about?
Oh, I don't like that kind of language. What happened?
Who's Hoff?
Dennis Hoff owns the Bunny Ranch. Who's Hoff?
Oh, that Hoff.
He's a good boy.
Yeah.
He's been on the show a bunch of times.
Was he talking to Nancy Grace?
Yes, he was.
What did he say to him? Fucking Frankenberry-looking monstrosity.
It's ridiculous.
We probably should have got Dennis Hoff on our show.
Yep, I don't know why we didn't.
We might have messed that one up.
We should have.
We might have dropped the ball on that one. We kind of know Dennis Hoff.
You been to the ranch?
No, he's
Jimmy?
invited me for 10 years. I love Dennis. He's invited me for many years, and I've never gone.
I'd love to go.
Me and you will go. We'll just stay in a room and fuck each other. Give you both a beat, and you both go fuck each other. I get blood on my suit.
You haven't gone because you haven't had the time, or you have not wanted to go?
I don't know why I haven't, to be honest. It's a good question. I really don't know. See, that was a good question.
Thank
it was
you.
quick and to the point.
Thank you.
You didn't need a rambling, well, Jim, you've enjoyed prostitution, and Nevada is a state.
I did
union,
my
so-
best.
I don't know why I haven't gone, to be honest. I probably do want to go.
Yeah.
I haven't had the time.
All right.
Nor the inclination.
Make the time.
Yeah, you're probably
should.
right. Go there and fuck some girls.
Yeah, I'll watch.
We can play this clip, but there's one that I would hope we have time for.
Yeah, all right, let's do both of them. They're saying, well, this was before the news this morning that he's got kidney failure. He had a 50-50 chance of surviving. Man, this is just so sad. Odom was drinking cognac and had been downing herbal sexual enhancement pills called Reload for the length of his stay. The pills are available for sale at the ranch. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh,
He
they
told one
sold
of the
it at the
hookers
ranch?
that on Saturday prior to arriving here that he had used a small amount of cocaine.
If they sell it at the ranch, I'm sure that's not.
Well, I wonder if that's why the detail of the cocaine use came out, so that they don't get blamed for selling the supplement,
Right.
with 20 warnings on it.
Cocaine in his system and needle marks in one of his arms, according to TMZ. Man, all right, let's see this quote with Dennis Hoff, the owner.
Well, everything was fine until Tuesday morning. They last saw him at 6 o'clock in the morning when they went to do some things, and he was going to sleep or been sleeping. And my staff took some food in to him about noon, which he was sleeping then. The girls came back at 3:15, and he was unconscious, foaming from the mouth. They called 911. My management went in there. 911 said, put him on his left side, which was a challenge because he's a big guy. And when they did that, he started throwing up. The police and the ambulance came. They took him off in the ambulance, got him to the hospital, and said, this isn't looking good. We want to care flight him to Las Vegas, but he wouldn't fit in the helicopter, so they had to take an ambulance.
Wow. Did he even have a pulse? Everybody, you're saying he's keeping up with the Kardashians. For those of you just joining us, Kardashian husband Lamar Odom is right now fighting for his life. His organs are shutting down. This is after nonstop partying at the Love Ranch. With me, the owner of the Love Ranch, Dennis Hoff. He says everything was fine at 6 a.m. The guy had been partying. Let's see, you said that was what day did he? He's been there since Saturday, so he's been partying for several days.
Correct. In fact, speaking of the Kardashians, I got a call from their publicist today and saying, are you going to do any media? And I said, yes, I'm going to go on the Nancy Grace show. And they said, please don't do that. We'd rather have Chloe say what needs to be said. I told her to go to hell.
All right.
That's Dennis.
Chloe can also say what needs to be said. They're not mutually exclusive.
I guess
things.
they were trying to control.
I keep saying mutually exclusive.
I guess they're trying to control what is being said about the situation.
Hey, he was getting hookers and he fucking something went wrong. I mean, what is there to control? You know, why did they stop it? Those Kardashians.
It's not good for the Kardashians brand.
No, I don't wish they would just cut the malarkey already over there.
I bet you they're trying to protect the brand.
Yeah, that makes the brand more impressive to me.
Uh-huh.
More importantly, was Dennis Hoff saying ambulance?
Ambulance.
Yes, ambulance. Yeah. That is a regular guy.
Yeah.
He's not a mogul.
Joe Sixpack.
Yeah.
He is Joe Sixpack. What is the other clip you wanted us to see?
MSNBC had a little fun yesterday.
Oh, that's good. Those guys are good.
They did. Yeah.
Couple rebel rousers.
They did a segment where they tried to determine which candidate is represented by which sandwich.
This is fucking brilliant.
They're just having some fun.
Those guys are funny.
What the fuck are you guys doing for us?
Exactly. I'm going to say Carly Fiorina, tuna, pretty obvious.
I believe this one is the Democrats edition.
Hillary.
Oh, Rubio's a Reuben.
Yeah, well, that's not a Democrat.
Ah, shit.
I bet you a Reuben would be Bernie Sanders. It's kind of messy and all over the place. Let's have some fun with this.
A little Jewy.
Who would, yes. Jewy and messy.
Jewy and messy.
Who would,
terrible radio team, by the way.
who are the other candidates?
You got Jim Webb. He was the dud
Jim
on the left
Webb.
that
What
wasn't
would
getting
he
any
be?
attention.
Egg salad?
I don't know. What's always left aside?
Liverwurst.
He would be the liverwurst because no one would pay attention to him. He's the liverwurst sandwich because he's like, me, what about me? And they're all like, we're not going to you.
And then you had, who was next over there? I guess it would be Bernie Sanders.
We did Bernie. He's a Reuben.
He's a Reuben.
And then Hillary.
Hillary was tuna.
No, that was...
No, same thing.
Oh, okay.
Please.
It has to be some kind of flip-flop sandwich.
Yes.
Aha.
Yes.
Right, sourdough.
And then Martin O'Malley.
He's olive loaf.
Oh, God.
Exactly, because he evokes the same emotion as olive loaf.
Right.
Kind of like something you want to just throw out.
And Lincoln Chafee, I think, right?
Yeah.
He's douche. He's a douche sandwich with a side of boring cunt.
He's a sandwich no one knew until this week.
All right, let's see. This
has been
closer
fun.
look at their picks for president. Well, with some voters considering a candidate maybe they hadn't even considered before, you might say maybe it's like picking something off a menu.
Yes, and it was, and the host was a fruit salad.
Well, that's how Food and Wine magazine sees it. Recently releasing their take on which sandwich, best represents each of the candidates in the race. And I'm joined now by Food and Wine's associate editor Noah Kaufman. A little bit of fun here.
Fun for everybody.
I would say this is really not fun. I classify fun as very different than this.
Jimmy, a little bit of fun for everyone.
I'm pretty fucking far from having fun.
Sandwich. And you say that
is Hillary Clinton.
It's Subway sandwich?
It has, you look at the sandwich,
pedophile?
It's got steak, it's got cucumbers, it's got tomatoes. I think it's got turkey underneath. It has pretty much everything.
What does that have to do with Hillary Clinton, stupid?
Want on it. It will agree.
He's going to explain.
It's a piece of salmon with a James Spader wig. Okay, I get it.
Be told probably
I apologize, but could you go? I want to know the actual explanation.
It's
I need to
because
know.
there's something for everyone.
Oh, God. Yes. That's so.
Oh, my God. Yeah, you know what it ought to be? Hillary, it ought to be bologna because it's phony.
Yeah.
Here's a phony bologna sandwich. Oh, that would have got such a laugh on that panel.
The Subway sandwich at one time or another. So
okay. I didn't even know how to pronounce. How do you pronounce this one?
Oh, banh mi.
Banh mi.
Banh mi.
So that's a Vietnamese.
It's a Vietnamese sandwich. It's a great Vietnamese sandwich. And
it's Jim Webb.
Is Bernie Sanders.
Oh, because he fought there.
Most Americans might not be quite familiar.
he avoided the
might
war.
Not be excited about banh mi yet. Might be a little spicy for their taste.
Jim Webb.
But
they're talking about
your hipster friends are going to tell you about it, and they will not let you forget that you should be eating.
Why is she laughing at these explanations? They're not funny.
You gotta
No.
get there.
Okay.
The best part is Chris Christie comes in and eats all these after.
It's pork roll. Who is that? Oh, it's Chris Christie.
Allie.
Martin O'Malley is a soft shell crab sandwich, which
Oh,
is
come on.
all right.
These aren't even
It's changing
sandwiches.
a little bit. It's Maryland.
I'd like to tap out of this. This is hideous. This is hideous.
Yeah, it's news.
Okay, fair enough.
Cringeworthy.
Oh,
Truth be told, it is a delicious sandwich, but it's not a sandwich that really very well known all over the country. You know, it's kind of a
just like Martin O'Malley.
That makes sense.
Sandwich and say your Oklahomas or your South Dakotas. They just
have 2 sandwiches to go.
Don't be mean to Martin O'Malley.
See, and
Oh,
she's
what a
putting-
fucking hole. Shut up.
And then up next, granted himself.
That's
Don't
right.
be mean to Martin O'Malley.
And here's a wrap. Now,
How come we don't pause the clips?
There we go.
She's the description of the hole that we have discussed many times in this program. Mm-hmm. She puts up the old yield sign. Oh, slow down. We're having fun, but we don't want to have too much fun.
Don't be mean to any Democrats on this network. That's what she should have just said. That
Yeah.
fucking bitch.
sandwich, he's shed what was his former bread. He's something a little bit different now. And again, a lot of people don't really consider him a sandwich.
Oh.
You know, they think of him as something else entirely.
Nobody's really a sandwich. We know.
We know that they're not really sandwiches, you fucking idiot. Holy shit, did she explain that they're really people and not sandwiches?
Yes.
Thank you, madam.
Broads in broadcasting.
God
They're
almighty.
All right, finally, the egg salad sandwich here.
the egg
last
salad-
but not least.
Yes, Jim Webb. the egg
I
salad
said that.
sandwich.
I should
White
write for this
bread,
show.
White eggs, a little bit of mayo. That's all you want on that sandwich. That's all you're going to get on that sandwich, and that is okay, I think.
What a
with everyone
terrible
who loves
fucking
it.
segment.
Wow.
This is I enjoyed. This is terrible.
I want to hear how she wraps this dumb segment up.
Hopefully, I'm going to go kill myself now.
Yeah.
Someone will be here back after these messages.
I had high hopes for my career.
How did she take a...
Huh?
Go.
No, go.
No, that's right.
For more time right now.
That's right. It would like a little more time. It would like maybe some more condiments on there. I don't know. It's...
How'd you get this idea to talk about sandwiches?
You know, one of our great writers named Adam came and he pitched it to us one day, and we thought that is just a fun way for us to be able to handle something that is everywhere. As you guys know, it is everywhere,
Exactly.
and everyone will talk about it.
All right, Noah, thanks so much, Noah Kaufman, for being with us. And before we go, I just have to say one thing. It's a
That's it.
That was a shit sandwich.
That was terrible.
Oh, my
What a
God.
terrible sandwich. She's cute, though. She's like fucking 5'11". He's like 5'2".
Yeah.
Her towering over that little dwarf.
He's a tiny little thing.
Man.
Bringing in his sandwiches.
Yeah. Funny that he was like nervous to do that, probably.
Right.
He should have been and humiliated.
Yeah.
It's an awful. They should, like, how about, you have vials of stuff and say, which disease is this candidate?
Right.
Oh, I think he's fucking bird flu. Why? Or whatever the reason is.
HIV.
Do you know how many people that idea had to go through to make it on the air?
One.
It's just one?
Yes.
Yes, that lady.
Everybody have a lot of time to fill.
Like, all
Wow.
right, let's do this.
They probably thought it was an amazing idea. Mm-hmm. I don't know if we have time, but the list of the top earning YouTube stars came out. This shit.
Those guys are killing it.
Am I on it?
I'm obsessed with this shit. The number one guy, pre-tax earnings of $12 million in a year.
Oh, man.
His name's Felix.
Something?
Kjelberg. Kjelberg. How do you pronounce the KJ?
It's pronounced rice cob.
Rice cob.
The J is silent. Probably Kai. I'm going to guess I because the J is, if it's KJ, it's probably I. Kai.
Better known as PewDiePie.
PewDiePie.
PewDiePie?
Yeah.
PewDiePie.
It's like Cutie Pie, but with a PEW.
PewDiePie. Yeah,
He
you're
gets
right.
it.
It's like he's laughing.
The guys were looking at his channel before the show and said, this is just complete dog shit. Right?
It's one of those things that made me feel old because
you don't get
these
it.
things get like 1 million views a day.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I really don't get it.
September 20th, he put out a video. It's already up to 8 million views. And this guy made $12 million last year. Can we see just a part of this?
12 million buckaroos.
What is this called? 10 billion montage? What does that mean?
He made a little video to celebrate 10 billion views on his channel.
Jesus Christ.
That's almost as many as we got.
Yes. Now that's what I'm talking about. Woo! Oh my God, those are titty. Okay.
yourself,
God damn it! I wasn't touching.
He's just improving terribly. He's improving terribly.
What?
Wow.
What the hell's going on? Eric,
Yes.
why are you in here?
Yeah, I tried to get this guy on my show earlier in the year.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense, but people love...
Did he turn you down?
His publicist says he wasn't doing any press in the United States.
Okay. But what is he doing? He's doing improv really badly, and it has 8 million views.
That's all he does. YouTube does this thing where it's all jump cuts.
Yeah.
So instead of having a natural transition, it makes it awkward where it jumps and stutters all over the place. He does this in the corner while he plays games and other things. And I don't know if he was the first to do it, but he's definitely the biggest in this style here. South Park also lampooned him pretty bad.
All right, his latest video, which just came out, already has 1.5 million views. It's
Changing
called
my fans' lives.
Let's just listen to part of this.
My name is what? My name is who? My name is Chick.
This guy's good. Fucking hilarious.
Welcome to Photoshop with PewDiePie. One of the most exciting shows on YouTube. Because
yeah.
you are involved.
Yep.
You're coming along. This is like Dora the
Music's
Explorer,
funny.
but some next level shit. This girl wants to become a platypus. No, wait.
Make her
penguin.
one.
I always mixed them up. A penguin, you say? Let's
He's
do this.
photoshopping, fucking hilarious. He's got a picture of a penguin, and then he's doing a thing on a girl's face, and now she's like a penguin lady or something.
No, this looks great.
Fuck yeah, it's hilarious.
Tell
The
the
penguin
difference.
lady.
All right, you know what?
He's in the corner.
Penguin has long noses, right?
Yeah. Give her a big nose and a big fucking...
Oh, wow.
Fucking look what he's doing with the picture. This is fucked up. Make her putting yellow on her face like she got pissed on or something.
So let's
Making her into a fucking magical penguin lady or something. Look, he's fixing her eyes or something. This music is good.
I just realized.
Look, her
penguins
eyes are gone or
have
something, like she's a blind
This
penguin
just
lady.
in. Penguins aren't eyeless. So we're going to just sample this eye here.
Make her a penguin-eyed lady.
There.
There you go. Perfect. Wow. She looks just like a fucking penguin. This guy's
you know
good.
what? I think we got something here. That looks pretty good. I would rate this 10 out of 10, probably on IMDb.
For fucking hilarity.
Okay, here's a platypus. Luke Farmacione wants to be a platypus.
Oh my God.
I hear that.
I think you watch because you're waiting for it to get good or something.
It's already good.
It has 104,000 likes.
I liked it.
In one day.
I went and liked it.
Oh, wow.
Crazy.
So that guy made $12 million last year?
Oh, yeah.
For all this nonsense.
PewDiePie.
Put him where your rock is.
Yeah, but you wanted him on your show, so you thought something of him.
Well, right when he hit, I wanted him on because I wanted to talk about what this was, but then it just got way out of hand. But the guy's making $20 million a year. Why not?
12.
Whatever. More than us.
Yeah.
What's going on, Vance?
Hey,
Hello.
guys, it's good to be here.
Vance.
We're a little distracted because the list of all of the top YouTube earners just came out, and a guy makes $12 million off his YouTube channel.
Whoa, I had no idea people could make that much money.
Last year he made $12 million, and then we just checked out his channel, and I think I might be too old to get it.
Yeah.
I think that might be what it is, because, I mean, something's going on if it's getting all these views.
Your sense of
that
humor.
looked horrible. That
Right.
looked terrible.
Your sense of humor is not sophisticated enough. It went right over your head.
I think you might be right. He was photoshopping and whatever. Sorry.
I'll look into it. Yeah.
Yeah. Give it a like.
I heard your voice is a little shot today.
Yeah, it is a little bit shot. I think I guess you don't know how I don't know, like it's good to work hard and to be doing heaps of shows, and then all of a sudden you're like, hey, I can't sing. I was in the studio about 4 days ago and I was like, hey, I can't hit these notes. The most frustrating thing ever. So but I can still sing, and performing live is, you can still do it. I think there's something about playing to people that you can just do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They play all the time on the Spectrum. One of the channels I like.
Yeah, they've been really good to me.
Well, you're from Australia originally?
Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about yourself coming up and all that.
Yeah, I grew up in Melbourne, Australia, and I I guess my interest in music was always like fostered by my parents. My dad was adamant that I would learn guitar. So when I was about 4, I resisted it for a long time. And then when I was 14 years old, he got me a electric guitar and he said, "You're getting lessons in 2 weeks. So, you got to get used to this." And I went and I started learning some covers. I learned Metallica songs and Red Hot Chili Peppers songs. And I guess all the stuff that I was listening to as a 14-year-old.
Which Metallica songs you learned?
I saw a guy who was my age play Nothing Else Matters.
Nice.
And I was like, that is the coolest sounding thing I've ever heard. And he also played Under the Bridge by Red Hot Chili Peppers. Like those 2 intros were just like very inspiring. So I eventually kind of got a vague grasp of those. And then I started writing songs when I was about 21. And then I didn't write my first good song until I was about 24. And then, when I was about 24, I recorded my song Riptide in a studio in Melbourne and put it on the internet. And then got a manager soon after and started playing shows.
Wait, so you were discovered on YouTube?
I'm not quite a YouTube sensation or a star, but I put it on SoundCloud.
SoundCloud, okay.
Yeah, and I had it on there, and it was actually it didn't like blow up or anything. It was still within my friendship group, but a guy that I went to school with, his older brother, saw my song on Facebook. And he's like, "Whoa, I had no idea that James," but I did put it up under Vance Joy. I didn't realize that this guy played music, and then he actually had started his own business like a while before, which was music management and a record label. And he gave me some. Together, we worked on finding a blueprint, and then so it came out of that.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm very lucky and that I had that connection.
Yeah. Do you still do Nothing Else Matters?
I can still do a bit of the intro. Yeah.
Yeah. And why did your dad want you to be a musician so bad?
I think he's a creative guy and he was into acting and he loves singing. And I think he bought this guitar when he was about 20, and it's an old kind of Japanese copy of a Martin guitar, but this was like cherished family heirloom kind of stuff, and I would sit there and play it, and I guess he just regretted not learning an instrument, and he just wanted me to have that kind of gift,
Yeah. And you're warming up for Taylor Swift on the big tour?
Yes.
Somebody in this studio loves Taylor Swift.
Really?
I enjoy her very much. She's rather delightful.
She's
good. He thinks she's a delight.
She is a delight.
I do. It's creepy for a man my age, so I can't talk about it that much because you're not supposed to be 47 and thinking Taylor Swift is terrific. It's just weird.
Yeah. I think it's getting less and less weird. It's like her reach is pretty broad now. So,
yeah. How big are the places you're doing? I mean, you're doing giant venues.
Yeah, we're doing so it really ranges from an arena of like 15,000 people to a stadium of like 60,000 people. I think some of the biggest, I think we're going to Dallas in a couple of days, and she'll play the new Dallas stadium there, which will be like 55,000, maybe more. So,
well, it seats 100,000. Oh, do you mean where the Cowboys play?
Yeah, the new one. What is that?
That's I think it's almost 100,000. But I'm not sure how they set it up for a concert. It may be set up differently for a concert. They may not sell the whole room because of
I don't know. I bet you they do if they
She could, I'm sure. I mean, if anyone could sell it, it's her.
Yeah.
But she may not want to do that many people.
She sometimes does double nights at 55,000, so she could, could fill it up.
You've done 2 nights in a row and 55,000?
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, but plus being a guy and opening for her because she has a lot of female fans, you could not ask for a better gig than you have right now.
No, I couldn't. I'm very lucky.
Yes, one of those lovely. But if you meet one of her fans, the first thing you think they're into you, and they're like, "Can I meet Taylor?"
Yeah, I've passed on a lot of presents to Taylor. I say, and I can't actually give them to Taylor. Like, it's not like it's just like, "Hey, I'll give this shoebox of miscellaneous items to Taylor Swift." I have to I give them to her security.
What kind of stuff do they want to get to Taylor Swift?
I mean, there's pajamas. The thing that sticks out of my mind immediately is pajamas coveting pictures of cats. That was one of the gifts.
That was one of the gifts.
That was something I got to give her. Did her security actually take it gracefully? I mean, you don't just say no, right?
No. I take it, and they take it gracefully. I'm sure there's like a storage unit somewhere.
It's a nice word for it.
We call it a dumpster in America.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a portable storage unit that tips backwards and empties all the stuff into another larger pile of it.
Before music, were you really into Australian rules football?
Yeah.
What are the rules in that? Which one is that one? Is that the one where you kick it through the uprights while you're running down the field? Is that one?
That's it. Yeah, that's exactly the sport. It's
and no pads, right?
No pads. Yeah, full contact. There's no offside rule like in soccer or rugby, so it's completely kind of a mess to look at. And 18 guys on each side, and a ball kind of like a NFL ball, but more kind of like a bit like a rugby ball.
Almost like a rugby ball.
Yeah.
Wait, they tackle each other? With what kind of protection?
None.
Jesus.
A mouth guard.
But they say that in some ways it makes it safer in a weird way. That you're not that protected. There's not as many headshots or any of that because you're not going to lead with your head if you don't have a helmet on.
No, yeah. And there is a lot of rules around tackling to protect the head, so you can't really just go and try and clothesline a guy. But the most dangerous part of the sport is that because there's no offside rule, and both guys can go for the ball when it's in the air. So if the ball's in the air and they want to catch it, two guys can run from opposite directions and run towards each other. And that's when you get the big collisions that are like the kind of career-ending kind of stuff.
What? They just bang heads?
Just smash heads or get concussions and stuff. But it doesn't. I mean, it takes a lot of courage to go to not look out for where you're going. So only rarely do guys really get crunched.
Were you good at it before you gave it up, or do you still play?
Oh, you played it? I thought you just watched it. Oh.
I was okay. Like I think fit, and I was good at following the team rules, but I wasn't like exceptional. So I was never going to go to the top level and play for money. But I played at like the league where some of the top line guys would come back when they're injured. It was like the support league.
Oh, okay. How tall are you?
6'3".
Okay, that helps to be a little taller.
Yeah.
You're going for the ball.
Were you ever scared out there?
Absolutely.
Oh,
yeah, there was times like I think sometimes I'd have a game where I'm like I wasn't timid at all, and then some games I'm timid and I'm like, it's like that kind of white line fever. And some days you got it, some days you don't. But it's that kind of thing of like I've got to go back with the flight of the ball. I know there's a big guy coming at me, but I got to commit to this to catch this ball because it's for the team, and I got to put myself on the line. And some days you're willing to do that, and some days it's harder to do it. And those guys that can do it every time, they're the guys that make it.
Yeah, I don't know much about the sport, but it looks like it would be a great one to watch.
Yeah, it's exciting.
They just don't really show it here.
And those guys aren't as big, I don't think, as NFL players either. Like you get offensive linemen that go like 290. These guys are not that big, right?
No,
because they have to run a lot more.
Yeah, it's a constant run. So everyone's running around in all directions, and so the biggest guys I think would be about a bit over 100 kilograms, whatever that converts to. But yeah.
And then how long is the field? Soccer field size?
It's a big oval. It's bigger than a soccer field. It's just a massive big oval. It's like a paddock. Yeah. So there's a lot of space.
Okay. What did you do professionally before you sang?
I was gardening.
Really?
Yeah,
a professional gardener?
Yeah.
Bonsai?
Not bonsai. Not bonsai. Nothing that particular. It was mowing lawns and things. Actually, when you said professionally, I was like, I don't even know.
You were landscaping?
Does this count as professional? I was cutting lawns and I was getting paid, and I was eating a lot of morning tea when the old ladies would come and bring out morning tea. 10 a.m.
That's funny. What a jump from fucking landscaping to doing 60,000 seat arenas. How'd you get the gig opening for Taylor?
I think Taylor had heard my music, and she she really liked my song Riptide, and she did a really great cover of it on BBC One.
Wow.
In the live lounge, and so I saw that, and that was cool.
Did that get tweeted recently? Because I kind of remember seeing that.
Yeah, it went everywhere, that one. That certainly helped you.
It definitely helped me. And so she did a beautiful cover, and soon after that, or maybe it was even a bit before, her management reached out to my management and said, "Hey, look, we're considering, offering you this amazing gig. What do you say?" And we were like, "Yeah, we want to do this."
Did you have to cancel anything?
There was I had to cancel some of my own, I think, very vague plans of doing a tour. Yeah, so there was I had to cancel a few appointments.
Cut your own damn lawn. I'm busy now.
Yes.
Did you ever get hit on cutting lawns? Maybe a housewife comes out with a little house coat on, and she's bending over to get the newspaper or something, making sure you're taking a peek.
I mean, there was. I guess there was like this wish that would happen, but
good for you.
Between me and the guys at work, there was like the clients are all mostly old ladies, and so they're the regulars, and so the old ladies, I mean, they're really old. So there was none of that, but it was
no trim my bush.
No, there wasn't. Sorry.
So can you play songs for us today, or?
Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah,
right on. We'd love to hear it. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I'm going to sing a song. I got it set up. Is it set up?
I think so. I think we're all set up.
Cool.
The basic question: what are you doing in town? Is Taylor Swift?
No, Taylor Swift is going to be in Dallas in 2 days, and I'm just here. I got a few days off, so I thought I wanted to kind of stop into New York and do a bit of
some promotion.
Promotion, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Am I singing into this guy?
Yes.
Okay,
She's single now. I have some I'd like you to bring to her.
It's in a vial.
No, it's just a bunch of photos of me.
Oh, even worse.
We have Vance Joy in the studio, and you can play whatever you want. I mean,
Yeah, I was going to play my new tune. It's a song called Fire
in the Flood. Yeah, right on. Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Not that all.
I was gonna. But
here's the problem. I told
the guitar is way too loud,
and they should have.
I love that song.
And they should have put you here because the microphone is closer to your mouth here.
Yeah.
So let's just move you here.
No, it's good. I kind of that was a bit of a warm up. So it's not going to be.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, you had to stop it.
Yeah, no, I know, but we apologize. The guitar is just really loud.
Yes.
And he's got such a wonderful voice. Maybe if you're closer to the microphone, maybe.
Or maybe if the guitar is turned down, you want it higher or you want it
6 down.
Why am I telling him how to use a microphone?
6 all the way
in front of 50,000 people.
A little bit. All right, I apologize, Vance Joy, but if you're going to do this, we'd like to make sure it's right.
How's the guitar sound?
I can't hear it. No, I'm just kidding.
He got you.
That's better. Okay, you good with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And maybe a little closer to the mic. I'm sorry. All right.
I stood. Anywhere I go, there you are. Anywhere I go, there you are. And I've been getting used to waking up with you. I've been getting used to waking up here. Anywhere I go, there you are. Anywhere I go, there you are. There you are. There you are. You're the fire and the flood, and I always feel you in my blood. Everything is fine when your head's resting next to mine, next to mine. You're the fire and the flood. Since we met, I feel a lightness in my step. You're miles away, but I still feel you. Anywhere I go, there you are. Anywhere I go, there you are. And late at night, when you can't fall asleep, I'll be lying right beside you, counting sheep. Anywhere I go, there you are. Anywhere I go, there you are. There you are, there you are. You're the fire and the flood, and I always feel you in my blood. Everything is fine when your head's resting next to mine, next to mine. The fire and the flood. Now listen here, she said, boy, when you know, you'll know. And I know, You're the fire and the flood, and I always feel you in my blood. Everything is fine when your head's resting next to mine, next to mine. You're the fire and the flood.
That's beautiful.
Wow, that was great.
Is it okay to say that was beautiful? That was.
I'd prefer you didn't say that.
That was beautiful.
very great, dude.
Yes, you're a talented gardener.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say you probably got a couple broads after that song. A few, right?
It. Yeah, I've soiled my cat pajamas.
Wow, yeah, that's the song I hear all the time on the Spectrum, and I still don't turn it off, even though they're playing the hell out of it.
That's awesome. No, I love it. Thank you. They love that you give me those nice words. That's awesome.
No,
beautiful.
It's terrific.
I enjoed it. I just couldn't say it's beautiful to another man. It's beautiful.
Yeah. That's fine.
Lovely song.
Thank you very much.
The words were beautiful.
That was really pretty.
Yes. You're a big fan too, right, Mark?
Oh, yeah.
Mark's a very funny comic, so.
I have you on you're my Pandora station.
Oh, legendary. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know about legendary, but it's pretty good. Yeah. Big fan.
Thank you.
Yeah. Love his stuff.
Can we get another one from you, or your voice shot?
I think I'm shot. Is that okay?
Yes.
I'm not going to force you, no. Can you play the riff to Nothing Else Matters?
I can do that. Yeah. Okay, you guys can hear this?
Yes.
Okay, there's a bit of pressure on this.
That's okay. I love it.
Oh, here we go. This is the main bit. Okay, that will hammer on.
That's pretty cool.
I like that.
That was beautiful.
That's awesome.
I wish I could sing and play guitar. I always get we have a lot of guys come in and sing, and I just love
you
to
guys
do
make
that.
it so easy.
Yeah.
You make it look so easy.
The only problem is with the voice. They got to rely on the voice, like you're sick or you got the flu. What is your trick for voice? I know you're George Harrison was one of your influences, and I watched that documentary that they did on him.
Great.
Yeah, and he said there was some trick he would use for his voice, which I guess was honey and some other. What do you drink?
I saw that.
What is it that you'll do if your voice is garbage?
I've got about 10 minutes of warm ups that I got from Debbie. Debbie, my Australian, she's a speech therapist, and so I have to do a lot of this kind of stuff, like my mum makes many marshmallows. That's one of my sayings, and then I do that for like 10 minutes.
What
and
a yummy saying that is!
Yeah, the yummy saying.
Yummy saying.
So what does this do? What does that do?
That just like gets those vocal cords like humming. I think
warming
up. Yeah,
warm them up.
Yeah. So I just do a bunch of that, and I saw that George Harrison thing. I think he put some. It was alcohol, and there was like honey and something else. But I don't think alcohol is good for you. But
why did you like George Harrison so much?
I think my mum likes him, so I think
started with that
instantly. Like anything my parents say they don't like or like, it goes into my head, and so I'm like, I hate that, and then I'm like, I only hate that because my dad said he hates that. But my mum likes George Harrison, and we used to watch this concert. It was like after he died with Eric Clapton and his family, and just so many beautiful songs. And I guess I like the songs that came after the Beatles as well.
Yes. All Things Must Pass is amazing.
Yeah, so I think like that stuff is like, I think that's what got me onto him. And
did you like While My Guitar Gently Weeps?
Oh yeah, that's the best. Yeah, so I think it's partly parents and partly that.
Do you work any Harrison songs into your set, or?
I tried to. I remember I was going to go on TV in Australia to do one, and I wanted to sing. I can't remember how it goes now, but I wanted to sing "Give Me Love." Like, Give me love, and they said it wasn't well known enough, so I didn't get to do it, and I was really frustrated. But
Doing My Guitar Gently Weeps, that's a big one.
Yeah, I know that would have been.
Fans will enjoy that.
I think I looked online. It needed to be like within a certain decade, and that may have not been in the right decade. But yeah, I want to sing one of his songs for sure.
On her, even though if her fans didn't recognize, they still like it.
Yeah, I think they'll like it. I think it's hard one because it'll go over their heads. I think, but.
Do they
Not
know
over the
you
parents' heads.
when you come out? Is there a lot of them that know you and a lot of them that don't? So you're kind of winning over a bunch of new fans.
Yeah, there's heaps of people that don't know me. I think they might know my song Riptide, and I think that there's like plenty of people singing, and like they're looking at me, and I can see their mouths moving. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of people who are.
But you don't get booed.
No,
like,
exactly.
Because they don't know you. Yeah, because
I'm
some
not getting
bands, like Kiss, a lot of Kiss opening bands for Kiss get booed before the note comes out of their mouth.
They don't want to give it a try.
They don't even want to give it a shot. Just
That's
because,
so, oh God, I just love live music. For the most part, I love the opening band.
I actually enjoyed the opening bands, and then just boo whoever I went to see.
Yeah, of course.
Just to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, Vance, please come back and do more music for us. We'd love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fire in the Flood, the single's available now in all the usual places. And anything else you want to promote? Or
I think that's about it. I'm coming back in the start of next year. I've got a tour from January till the 1st of April, so I'll be back around.
Yeah, come in and do more songs.
Yeah, it's VanceJoy.com and
that.
Vance Joy on Twitter. It's very easy to spell.
I think we're going to end with Give Me Love. We're going to play that out, but thank you once again.
My
I really
pleasure.
appreciate it.
Sure, man.
Jimmy's going to be in Albany next weekend.
And I just got on my website. I got a bunch of dates.
All right, and Mark Norman, thanks, buddy.
Thanks for having me. And check my Twitter at Mark Norm.
That's it?
See me at the Black Booth in Orlando on November 5th and Home Field Comedy Club on November 8th.
All right, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Once again, thanks to Vance Joy. We're going to leave you with Gimme Love. See you tomorrow.